Welcome to another episode of Pels in the Blender, man. It's your boy Davis coming to y'all on this Saturday evening. Had some family time today, man, so had to push the show back. Appreciate everybody that, I know how y'all do, man. Appreciate everybody that's tapping into the show. We'll continue to tap into the show as we move forward today. We just got some news, man. Pelicans officially make a signing. Kobe Buffkin added to the roster. We'll talk about that a little bit. Start giving people the opportunity to actually, file into the show. I got Chaz coming on to the show. He'll be available in a little bit as well. The main thing I want to talk about today, man, I'm gonna do the plan is to talk about Trey Murphy again. Shout out to Trey. Trey been doing amazing off-season work. Whoa, what's good, everybody? What's good, Clarence? What's good, Zilla? Appreciate y'all, though. Y'all already know what it is. As always, appreciate y'all for tapping in. Hit that like button, man, as y'all start to file into the show. So what we're gonna do today? First, we're gonna start with discussing the Kobe Buffkin stuff a little bit. At some point, we're gonna have Chaz come through. It's sometimes the weekends get a little crazy. Everybody be out doing anything. So I appreciate y'all for sure. Whoa, what's good, bro? Appreciate you for tapping in for sure. So we'll do that. But the main thing I want to do, I want to discuss. I have to talk about Trey Murphy, and I don't mean Trey like a negative way. Trey's name has been and not saying negative that I only want to mention in a positive, but I want to talk about Trey as a player. Like, we've been doing at some point we'll do Jeremiah Fizz also. As Jeremiah Fizz he's been putting out a bunch of videos about him, about his work and his process moving forward and how he's getting better. Everybody sees Zion in the videos and stuff. Shout out to Chris Crisp and the videos they put out, right? But I don't think we've had a chance yet. It's been so much talking about Trey's name as far as like trading Trey. Is he gonna be here? Is he not? And maybe he won't be here. Who knows? But everything is signaling that we will have Trey to start the season, right? And with that being the case, I wanna have like a conversation talking about Trey Murphy, the player, and everything that's going on with Trey. But first, obviously, we got some news. You dig? Let me see if we can if I could get this up, man, real quick. Pause. That's crazy. Whoa. I don't even mean that about myself. That's a little wild. Hold on. Here we go. Share screen. Boom. Mike Scotto. Shout out to Mike Scotto, man. Dropping the news. New Orleans, as of Mike Scotto, the New Orleans Pelicans and Kobe Buffkin have agreed to a 1-year deal. League sources told by Hoops Hike Buffkin was the 15th pick in the draft. Spent the past 3 seasons with the Hawks and the Lakers. Averaged 21 for summer league with the Pels. So they did not go the two-way route, which we talked about. They at some point we thought they would bring Kobe Buffkin in and try and keep him on the roster. This reminded me similarly to when we had Seth Curry in that summer league, when Seth Curry was trying to, kind of trying to get him his way back into the league. He played for the Pelicans. That was, I think it was Gentry's first year, maybe. He played for the Pelicans summer league team, played really well in the summer league, and then went on and signed a contract with Sacramento. And Seth Curry went on to be a really quality role player moving forward, right? Had some really good moments. Never was like a great player or nothing like that. That's not what you're expecting. But he did go on to have a solid career. I absolutely think that's like it's starting to align. It seemed like things now that the LeBron shit kind of out the way, Giannis is out the way. You still got some free agents that are being talked about that's not done. Duran is not done. Watson is not done. Ben Mathurin is still out there. Kuminga's still out there. James Harden, we'll see. He'll probably, work his contract. Draymond, like you'll probably start seeing some things start happening and picking up now. But like again, the Pelicans finally started to drop some news, right? You saw the other day, Jordan Hawkins, was looking at getting traded, so they're probably going to look to create a roster spot some kind of way, get off of that money. So it's going to be interesting to see what they haven't come out with the money yet of what Buffkin is signed for, but anybody who watched Summer League saw that Kobe Buffkin was one, he was the best player on our Summer League team, right? And he looked like one of the better players in the summer. He only played 2 games, played really well in his 2 games. Again, is a former lottery pick. You don't really have nothing to lose. So, and now you do give up your roster spot, but that's fine if you're intending to move Hawkins or something like that, right? So you still have the third 2-way spot still available. I'm truly not mad at it. I think I think what this also clears up is if you sign Kobe Buffkin to the actual roster, you'll probably get that third 2-way spot going to Malik Dia, right? I know a lot of people like Malik Dia and kind of wanted to keep him in the organization of some kind, maybe see what he can do moving forward. And this easily frees up an opportunity for you to do that. So your 2 ways are probably going to be Pierre Hunter and Malik Dia. You got Kobe Buffkin. So you have pretty much all of your top producers from that Summer League team. Kobe Buffkin, who knows what he's going to be on the actual roster. But in my opinion, I think you do need a third guard, right? Because God forbid if something happened to Fears or DeJounte Murray, right? You could be in a situation real quick where you'd be like, damn, we need to sign somebody off the street, or like we need to find a way to, you'll have Jordan Poole playing point guard, or you'll be trying to figure out ways to have somebody be able to play that position a little bit, and then it just weakens you from a depth perspective. So again, it's somebody that they had in the building working with the coaching staff and whatnot. So I personally am not overly upset with Kobe Buffkin getting this opportunity. Again, it's a 1-year deal, allows him to continue to build on what he did in the summer, and then you'll see moving forward. He was a former lottery pick, got some experience in the league, and then you just see moving forward what it turns out to be. So what I think it does signal, again, more than likely Hawkins is probably out the door. We'll be seeing that. Who knows when we'll see that, but it's probably going to happen now that the LeBron situation has kind of cleared itself up. I would be surprised if you don't see the Pelicans kind of try to sort their roster, over the next week, right? And so you'll probably see Hawkins moved, and then kind of go from there. We'll see if there's been a lot of smoke around Ben Matherin's name, if they actually try and bring in Ben Mathurin. So if that's the case, we'll see. It's something to keep an eye out for. You saw Spencer Jones. We have been talking about Spencer Jones' name for a while, that's a player that they had interest in. What this shows is that the interest is in the wings, right? Spencer Jones connection too. Like they brought in Kobe Buffkin as a guard, but Kobe Buffkin, right? You saw they tried to bring in Zaire Williams. They had conversations most likely about Kuminga previously, still could be having these conversations. It's just clear, making it clear to me that they're targeting the wing position. And they probably have an idea of how much they're trying to pay, but it's just to me obvious that Jordan Hawkins is probably the one that's going to be out the door. If they were to get Ben Woody started, I would imagine that if they brought in Ben Mathurin, he would be the starter. I think it would depend on how they went about acquiring Ben Mathurin, but I'm pretty sure if you brought Ben Mathurin onto this team and like into the rotation, like unless you like move Trey for whatever reason. Hold on, man. Let me send the link. Trying to get my dog in the building, bro. Before we go into a lot more of these conversations real quick. Appreciate y'all for the patience. I don't know why. They ain't benching Herb. I'd be surprised. Even if they not benching Herb, you might end up. I think in order to get Mathurin, you might be looking at a sign and trade for Herb. You might be looking at a sign and trade. Whoa, what's good, D? What's good, bro? Appreciate y'all for tapping in, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button if y'all haven't already. I'm trying to see if trying to get the link situated so I can get Chaz in the building, man. So we kind of get the show going. We'll get his opinions on the Kobe Buffkin signing real quick. Get his opinions on what he thinks that mean, what that means moving forward, and then we'll go transition to the Trey Murphy talk because man, I really think Trey's doing really, really good work, and then we'll kind of discuss how he's been how he's been constantly developing and just continuously to progress with his game. And hopefully hopefully we can get that sorted. Yeah. Do I like Ben over Kuminga? I like Ben over Kuminga because I think Ben. So it's tough because I guess if you like Kuminga's athleticism and the defense that he'll provide, and he'll be able to score in transition. The thing about Ben is just like a true scorer though, right? Like Ben gonna get buckets. Like, and if that's the case, hold on. And if that's the case, right, then it just makes your offense more potent. He's a good 3-point shooter. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. He's a better shooter. He's a better shooter, just a better scorer. And I think that allows for more flexibility with the team, right? Because now let's say you look at the starting lineup. If you just swapped out Ben Mathurin for Herb Jones, Ben could put the ball on the floor. He could get to the rack. He could shoot the midi. He could shoot the three. He could create his own shot. You know what I mean? And if we're going to play solid team defense, right? He played on a team that played like that. He knows how to play defense with he knows how to play defense with another team, like another team that's like how they play defense with Indy was team defense, right? He played that style before. If that's what they're going to lean into, it should be a seamless transition. It's just, more so will he be able to fit offensively? Because I mean, again, he never really was like a primary scorer on any of the teams. So it's just, do we think he's going to transition seamlessly as far as like being I think he could be an off-ball player, but is he going to be okay with the role? I more so wonder what number of shots he would be. I agree. He's definitely a competitor. Like he said, bro, like his first game in with the Clippers, he went for 38. That just goes to show what kind of guy he was. First game of the season against OKC when he was still in Indy, he was balling in those games. So he's shown that he can be dynamic. He can get his offense against anybody in the league. And I think that we need more players that can, against high level defense, not be consistently stopped. I think you just need high level NBA scores. I think you need NBA talent. So to kind of start transitioning the team the way they need to be. Well, until Jazz pull up, man, we'll start going into some of the things I want to talk about with Trey Murphy, right? And Ben think he the best player on the court at all times. I think you got to think you the best player on the court at all times, to be honest. I think you got to have that kind of mindset to be effective. Like a lot of what we do, man, is about confidence, right? You got to be confident in what it is you're trying to do. So I personally think Ben having that mindset isn't a bad thing at all. Yeah, he does. He think he's the best player. And look, we've seen him go against some of the better teams and play really, really well. So that's kind of what you want to see. But let's kind of start transitioning into Trey Murphy. So the main thing, I know Trey get a lot of like slack to a degree for his progress too. But at the same time, we kind of got to think about this. Trey was drafted 17, bro. Like that's realistically not in the lottery. But he was drafted to be a role player, and he's turned himself into a quality starter. Like at bare minimum, he's a quality starter, fringe all-star level player, right? If you look, and I'm not sure if y'all can see the stats or not, but every year Trey has improved in everything, right? Like all of his stats have improved. Like, so if you want to look at and he did have a stretch where he was getting hurt and returning from injury, and then wanted to start, wasn't able to start, was playing behind Brandon, so he was more off the bench. Whoa, what's good, bro? Appreciate you. So he was in a situation that was more like he was a true role player, off ball, catch and shoot. Again, you got to think he was maybe fourth or fifth, thought of until like Brandon went out. So if the team was, fully healthy, you had Zion, who was a priority first. You had Brandon, who was a priority. CJ was a priority. At times you had to feed JV, and then Trey was, kind of last man in that rotation, like, catch and shoot guy, right? This was Trey's first year being the focal point of opponents' defense. I agree. This was, to me, the first opportunity for him and Zion to be, hey, this is really y'all team. There was no CJ. We're going to go as far as you two can carry us. And while I think that they both failed, right? I do think that they failed in being able to do that, but saying that they failed does not mean that you don't learn from your failures, right? Like, I think they both came in a little overconfident about the kind of work that I know they always work, but how difficult it is to win games in the NBA, right? And I think both of them being humbled to a degree by how the season went 2 seasons in a row while they were relatively healthy, lets them know, man, look, I have to get significantly better in order for this team, for not even if you want to look at it from a selfish standpoint, right? Like Zion averaging 21 a game is not good for Zion. Like that's just it's not gonna give him the opportunity to get the kind of payday he wants, to get the kind of longevity he wants, to get the respect around the league, if you even want that, up people to respect your game in general. Same for Trey Murphy. Trey wants to be an all-star, at some point. Like Trey has ambitions for himself, as he should, right? Everybody got goals. And if that's the case, you have to step into a situation the first time where it's like, look, man, you are the starter. We are depending on you. We need you to perform and win games. Right? Everything needs to be better. Like the defense has to be better. The attention to detail needs to be better. The shooting needs to be better. The way you get your points, everything needs to improve. You have to become more efficient. And even though he's a really good player, right? He can be better, and he's working to be better. But if you look at the stats, right? Let's just go by the numbers first. Bro, Trey only been in the league. Trey going into year 6. But he averaged first year 5, then went to 14, and then his third year 14 again. Again, all of that's off the bench, right? Not last year, year before last, he would have started off the bench, except I think he was hurt to start the season. You had to wait until I think it was like November or December when he came back. Then he had to come back, get in the rhythm, and then by the time he got back, everybody was hurt. Right. So then it was him just by himself for a while. And then you saw him putting up some crazy numbers, and it was showing, okay, Trey was looking like he was poised to take a jump, to take a leap going into last season. And then last season, they had some expectations, and then everybody kind of underperformed. But if you look at it just from a statistical standpoint, Trey as the number 2 he did his part. It could have been more, but he did his part. So like you see the average, he averaged 21 and a half, right? Almost 22. He averaged almost 4 assists a game, which is the most in his career. He averaged almost 6 rebounds a game, which again, we would love to get that rebounded number up as well. So if every season you see his stats, even if they're a little bit increased, they are increasing. All of the numbers are increasing each year. And it's not just the minutes, because he's been a high minute player before. Again, second year, 30 minutes. The third year, 30 minutes. And then the last 2 years, 35 minutes a game. That's kind of what you're going to get with Trey Murphy from a minute standpoint. So it's not just, oh, he played more minutes, so the numbers jumped up. Even though that's kind of the case, he's just more opportunity as well. He shoots the ball around 16 times a game. Honestly, I think we need Trey and Z to get their shots up for this team to be more successful. I need both of them to be around 18, maybe 20, 18, 20 shots a game for this team to be the best version of itself. So with that being the case, I just kind of wanted to start that. And we've seen Trey go on like some crazy, some crazy like scoring numbers and whatnot. Even this season, if you look, bro, Trey got, let me see if I can pull this up. So real quick, Trey got 3 40-point games from last season, which is not bad, right? So 3 40-point games. He got 35, 35, 34, 33, 32, 32, 31. You know what I mean? You got 9 games? 10 games? So you got 10 games of 30 or more in the season. I think that number needs to be more as well, especially when you look at all of the issues that they had. To me, he absolutely definitely not afraid to shoot the ball. I think he needs to shoot it more. But when we look at him being able to get some of those scoring numbers with, again, Zion having less usage, when we already know that Zion creates a lot of open, easy opportunities for Trey, right? And then I think Trey went more into the ISO game. They asked Trey to do a little bit more on ball, but I personally think that made it, again, when you have to do more, it makes you more fatigued. Your defense lags. You start being like, man, I got to save my energy to do more on this side, right? And then it's different having to do that trying to win games as opposed to in like previous instances where you were, again, like maybe the third or fourth guy, something like that. Kobe Buffkin, a real roster spot, bro. That's a real roster spot. Kobe right now is your 15th man. So as far as Trey goes, we've seen Trey have really high level games, right? Again, even the 44-point game, 6 assists and 6 rebounds, right? We would love Trey. He this season he's had a 15 rebound game, a couple 3 10-point rebound, 3 10 rebound games, a couple 9 rebound games, 8 rebound games. So we need Trey. Again, he averaged 6 on the season, but I think he needs to get that number up as well. To be honest, I don't think Trey a 1 or 2 on any contending team. I agree with you. I think if Trey is your 1 or 2, at best you probably a playing team, to be honest. So I think based on where Trey's game is right now, that's fair to say. Personally, I think I would like to see Trey, if Trey is working on his game, which is what we're going to talk about, right? If Trey is working on his game and going to take another step, which the reason I'm even showing the stats to a degree is just basically to show every season we've seen Trey get better, and not just get better at one thing. He's got better at pretty much everything, right? Like the shooting went up, the rebounding went up, the assist went up. So if we just track the history of it, there's no reason to believe that his numbers won't go up again next year, even if it's a little bit. So if you look at the kind of work that Trey Murphy is doing, right? Like, because we all know that I don't think there's anybody that's going to question whether Trey Murphy works hard. Like every summer you see Trey working to develop his game and come back a little bit better than what he was the previous year. Now, I think the issue that he had last year, to me, I think, and this is an opinion, but I think he worked so much on the isolation game and some of the stuff that they were doing that I don't think they absolutely, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button, bro. I appreciate y'all for tapping in as always. When I watched the games, I didn't like that they took so many of his catch and shoot opportunities away from him, right? They did start adding the backdoor, like DQ finally brought back the lob and him and Trey being able to utilize the backdoor cuts. And we saw Trey get a lot of easy dunks and points that way. So him also being able to implement that and actually use his athleticism is going to help him get some easy buckets and also make, teams that's got to press up on him because he can shoot, give that easy cut to the goal. And if they can continue to make that a threat, make that a weapon, that's going to give him some easy opportunities. But I think when you look at like a lot of his isolation game was too many dribbles to not get where he needed to go. I think he needs to be, and I said this a lot last year, I think he needs to be more decisive, right? More decisive. Initiate contact more. Work on his mid-range game a lot because people talk about the analytics where all these motherfuckers want you to do is they want you to shoot threes or get all the way to the rim. Well, Trey's a 6'10 player. He needs to be able to like take advantage of his size, right? You're a great shooter, bro. If you can take advantage of that mid-range a little bit more, right? Bump, create space, shoot your mid-range jumper, raise up over the top of people that when they try to guard you with smaller players, just be more decisive in what you're doing. I think you'll see Trey easily be able to average another 2 or 3 points a game, right? Especially if you're doing it, if you're getting another rebound or two. If Trey averaged 7 rebounds, again, it's not blasphemous to say Trey Murphy can average 7 rebounds. Again, he averaged, I think it was 6 last season. Yeah, he averaged 5.7. So you averaged pretty much 6 rebounds last season. And the way that we're going to move forward, right? I think we're going to ask more from Trey on both sides of the floor. And I think we're going to put them in better positions to do it. So, like, let's talk about, like, what's Trey major flaw, right? Because I'll get into, again, and I got the film, so we'll look at some of the film. Shout out to DJ, man. They do a great job. If y'all don't know, and you check out Trey's show, 2-5 on YouTube, he documents his he's documenting his training and what he's doing over the summer, which is a really big deal because you don't see what a lot of players are doing during the summer. But one of the major things with Trey people talk about is the defense, right? 2 things I think with the defense. One, I think they wanted, like, Willie Green wanted Trey to play defense, right? I think his flaw is he doesn't have a plan when he's driving to the rim. I 100% agree with that. You can tell. That's why that's a perfect point. That's why we talk about decisiveness, right? You can tell at times he will be driving to the rim, don't know how far to drive to the rim, don't know, and I don't want to say don't know, but there would be moments where he would drive too far to the rim, get caught, and then either can't pass the ball or can't get a shot off, or be stuck trying to figure out what to do, as opposed to using his size, getting stronger to be able to use his strength and get what he wants to get to. And that's what he's been working on this offseason as well. So that's a big point by you being able to point that out, because I completely agree with you on that. Well, what's good, Trey, man? Appreciate you, dog. For sure. He definitely looks stronger. And I'm going to go through, man, listen, I got a lot of, like, the workout regimen to a degree, and, like, how he plans his summers out, or how most players plan their summers out, right? And so we'll go through that, and you can see, again, the learning curve, right? We're talking about him looking stronger. One of the things that happens, and you hear players like Gilbert Arenas talk about this a lot, where you'll start the off season, looking a certain type of way, or you'll have some strength, and then when the season comes, you can't maintain the regimen that you're on. So a lot of players lose the strength. A lot of players lose the strength that they gained in the summer during the season. So I think he might have came into the off season, stronger, and then as the season went along, might have lost some of that strength. So I think he's about to come into this season, and I think he'll have a better idea of how to manage the weight, how to manage the lifting and everything as you do something more. And again, we never could doubt that Trey Murphy puts in the work. That's one thing. Nobody can say that Trey is never not working on his game in the summer, not working on his his frame in the summer or anything like that. That nobody ever doubts those things about Trey. So now we just need to focus on the actual details of it. And again, now it's another summer where he was not injured, right? Because the previous 2 seasons he was coming off injury. Now this is one of the seasons also where he's not coming off the injury. He could continue to build on the work that he put in last season. So we was talking about another one of his flaws. Everybody know he's not a great defender, right? Now this is the thing. He's not paid to defend. You still can't be a liability even though you're not paid to defend, right? Let's clear that up. At the end of the day, Trey is paid to put the fucking ball in the hole. That's what makes Trey Murphy. That's why you drafted Trey Murphy, because he can shoot the ball, he's athletic, he can score, right? We just need to make sure Trey continues to improve defensively. And how could you improve? Again, mentally being locked in, being good on your rotations, being stronger defensively so people can't just easily move you off the spot, right? And then being able to rebound better. If he can be a significant player to help defensive rebound, that'll go a long way. Again, if we could turn that 5.7, which to me, I'm rounding up, that's 6 rebounds. If we could turn that into 7 rebounds, where it's like you averaging damn near 7 boards a game, that's gonna go a long way for a player like Trey. Because again, I think if we can defensive rebound, gang rebound in possessions, and you see Trey averaging 7 boards, if they were able to get Ben Mathurin averages of like 6 or 7 boards, if we could get Zion, get his rebounds up, if the team is rebounding better, that makes everything. I think that makes it better collectively as a unit. I think on defense he gets lost and he doesn't use his length. Paul is just being accountable. Shout out to you. I completely agree. For as athletic and as tall as Trey is, we haven't seen him be able to use his size effectively. This is where I kind of want to discuss that, because that's a good point. Trey's entire career has been with Willie Green, right? And nobody's going to confuse Willie Green with a great coach, right? And if that's the case, Willie Green has been asking something from Trey, but may not have been able to teach Trey how to do the things that he wants him to do. Now, I'm not saying that they don't have other coaches that may not have been able to teach defense. And again, you have to be accountable for it as well. But what I'm leaning on this year is bringing in Jamal Mosley, we're going to do it defensively, right? And being able to coach certain things. Well, again, in Mosley's opening press conference, it was like, is it will or is it skill? Like, is it something that we can teach, right? Is it something that I can just correct you on and help? Because again, these players are still young players learning the game and all of that as well. I think we will see better defense from a lot of players this year because there'll be better overall defensive system. Again, systematically, I've never liked the constant switching on screens, because I look at it this way. If everybody has to switch every screen, how often offenses screen these days? Because pretty much everybody just runs, pick and roll offense of some kind, off ball screens. If you're switching everything, you know how easy it is to get confused and lose your guy, and like just mental blackouts if you're trying to do that consistently over the course of a game, right? It just happens. That's what it was meant to do. So I think when they simplify the defense and say, hey, stick with your guy, fight through the screen, know your personnel, I think we'll see better defensive performances on top of Trey becoming a stronger player. If you're just stronger, you don't get moved as easily. That helps on your defense. That helps on your rebounding. Also, whoa, appreciate you, bro, for sure. That helps with your defense. That helps with your rebounding. The tricks of the trade, where maybe Mosley's teaching you, this is when you can hold somebody, where everything ain't got to be technically by the book. Also, if we're just going to have a more physical mentality, I think it's easier to play defense aggressive and be in attack mode defensively than playing on your heels and just like, because I look at it like, man, when you play defense and then you got to switch to a zone so a team not scoring, and then you got to, you're switching every screen. I think you're playing defense from like a weak standpoint, in my opinion. Not saying that you can't ever play zone, not saying that you can't ever switch the screen. But my thought is, even like in certain instances, just go be aggressive in guard, bro. Don't be afraid to foul. Don't be afraid to knock people down. Don't be afraid to challenge people and guard them. And I think you'll see more of that. I think the collective of the coaching, being able to get assistance from everybody else, and then simplifying it on top of Trey's personal growth as far as like becoming a stronger player. I think it should be expected to see he is a willing defender, right? He's not afraid to go defend. It's one thing to be afraid to defend and just like not being that great at it. And I'm not asking him to be no motherfucking stopper. I'm not saying that. Honestly, I just want you in the path. Like, don't give up any straight line drives. Stop the ball in transition. And like, if you see somebody going up with a weak left, block that shit at the rim. We contesting everything at the rim, bro. There's no reason you shouldn't have, multiple games with 2 blocks a game. Nobody should be able, at the level of athleticism that he has, he should contest more at the rim. And that's what I'm going to be expecting of him. And he's very capable. Also, you should see Trey get some transition steals for easy fast break dunks. So that's kind of where I am as far as like what I think. We got 19 likes, man. Appreciate y'all, man. Everybody that's tapping in, bro, continue to hit that like button. So that's where I'm at when we talk about Trey's weaknesses, right? I think the weaknesses were him not being as decisive. Shout out to who said that earlier? Was that Clarence? Was that you, man? Shout out to y'all talking about that. His weaknesses: driving to the ball, driving to the goal, his indecision. And then also physically, he just needs to be a little bit stronger on defense, right? So I'm cool with that, bro. I'm cool with that. Like, if he works on those things, I think we'll see him improve. We've seen him improve year to year, right? We've seen him improve. His stats have improved year to year, and we've seen him become a more impactful player. So with that being the case, I don't know if y'all watched the video that Trey put out on his page, man. So fair use. Hopefully we could get through this. I kind of want to go through these, man. Shout out to DJ, who does a lot of the work for Trey. Trey does a great job documenting, so you can see what it is that he's going on. So we're gonna go through some of this. I'll point out some of the things that I think is very valuable that Trey is working on and how to go about it. So before we actually, hit start on the video, one of the things that I wanted to know, for not just for Trey, but for more of like for professional athletes in general, when the season ends, when do you start your off-season program, and how do you build throughout the off-season, right? Like, because you can't just 100 like start doing whatever you're going to do to end from the very beginning, right? You kind of like build your workout program over, like, look, we just finished the season, we're going to take a week off, right? Then we might start with some light lifting, some work, some light work, kind of prepping the body, getting the body ready. And then, if we're trying to build up and continue to get stronger, we'll just start adding more things as the season goes along. But right now, we're like dead in the middle of summer. So I truly wanted to know with Trey, Well, Trey, one of fear Zion and DQ had to be on the court with him since they compliment his game. Like, and the fact that you have, well, Trey compliments all of their games. And the fact that you have that many players that, and again, we've seen Fears and his improvement look like with the improvement in his jumper. If Zion, the work that he's putting in that we've seen for him, if that's something that's going to translate to the season, we're talking about everybody getting better, taking the jump. Why not expect these guys to perform better than they have before, when again everybody's looking to be the best versions of themselves? So I would expect Trey to be better moving forward. I don't think I'm gonna look back and say, or going in the next season, be like, man, Trey was better 2 years ago, when again he hasn't suffered an injury, he hasn't done anything. So not saying that he can't have a bad season, people do, but looking at all of the work that he's putting in, he's literally not taking any days off, and he does a great job of showing it. So like, people be wanting to mention like, okay, the names and the trade rumors is like, regardless if the names and trade rumors or not, he's doing the work, and he's been nothing but productive. So when you look at why Trey, may have a chip on his shoulder or may feel some type of way, I would think that he probably deserves a little more credit than what he's getting. Now, he does need to perform better as well, but I don't think Trey honestly is fully appreciated the way that he should be, because again, anytime you hear people ask about the Pelicans, we always ask about Zion, they ask about Fears. Realistically, Trey Murphy is the second best player on this team. Like, this team is going to go, like, Trey Murphy is a big factor in how far this team will go. So I think we need to kind of start committing to that as well, regardless of what the rest of the roster look like. The way it looks right now, you need Trey Murphy to be the best version of himself, and he's doing his part to be the best version of himself for this team to do whatever it is it's going to do. So, again, before we start the video, I wanted to know, what is the workout regimen, right? Like, how do you build throughout the summer? So typically, from what I was told and how it works out, is during like the June months, right? So the season ends in April. You might take some time off, couple weeks off of the season, kind of relax, get yourself together. But most likely these guys are starting back up relatively soon. So let's say sometime in May, June, you start with like your light lifting, right? Just kind of getting back into the field, for hitting the weights, kind of maintaining your strength, getting things going. You might do some light court work, maybe some shooting, right? Shooting some light skills, just kind of knocking off the rust of not playing games for a while. So you do that for a good bit of June, and then you pick up as time goes on. Obviously, when we transition into July is more heavy lifting. Now we're trying to like build strength, right? We're trying to build strength and get stronger going into the next off season, right? So when you see like right now, right, notice when I said like June and July, you see light lifting. July is almost over. Look how much stronger, how much bigger Fears looks. Look how Zion looks from like just, a physical standpoint. Look how Trey, when you see Trey from a physical standpoint, that's because a lot of the lifting is done June, July, getting the body together, right? And then also you'll start seeing a lot of the cardio taking place in July and the developmental skill work, right? So like right now you should be seeing, and again, we're going to go into it. You'll see a lot of the one-on-one videos, people trying to add to their game. What is the thing that you're going to bring to this season? What do you want to get better at this season? You can't do a bunch of things and be like, okay, I'm gonna add passing, and then I'm gonna add, fadeaways, and I'm gonna add. No, typically you stack one thing at a time, and then you add that moving forward to a season, right? Everybody's been seeing Zion videos. What has Zion been doing in his videos? Shooting. So we're hoping that coming into this season, if all you've been working on is, shooting the ball, and not saying he hasn't worked on some other stuff, but shooting the ball is the main priority of what you're trying to do, catch and shoot, mid-range shooting, maybe some pull-ups, then if you spend your whole summer on that, you should be confident adding that into your game moving forward. Right? Fizz. You've been seeing Fizz doing a lot of shooting as well. And again, they showed the little clip of Fizz not long ago. What was he doing? Got to the rim once, but moves, pull-up jumpers, right? Pull-up jumpers. So you see what people are working on during this time. So that's what you should be expecting from players in July. Skill work, getting better. You've been seeing the videos of Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant, one-on-one work. Now, with that being said, you have to play games. Right? You have to play games. That typically happens more in like August once you're trying to start implementing the things that you've added, right? So if you start June, light work, right? Get back going. July, we gonna lift heavy. We trying to build muscle. We're working on our skill work, and we're trying to have the body correlate to the muscle and stuff that we've done, and then continuously building the cardio, right? And then when August comes, still more weightlifting, more, and now you're more on the court, right? More on the court work. You're probably on the court more times a day, and then you're implementing games, 3-on-3s, 4-on-4s, 5-on-5s. So then by the time September rolls around, right, you're getting ready to go into training camp. You're getting ready to go into training camp. You're getting ready to get back with your teams. And then, boom, you start doing that. And then so now your summer is relatively complete. So for those that wanted to know, and I know I kind of rambled through that a little bit, but that's how the off season is pretty much scheduled, right? So what we're going to look at right now is some of the things that Trey's working on. With his individual work, and how I think this is going to correlate to some of the weaknesses that Trey had, and some of the things that I think will make him a better player moving forward this year.
He's basically taking one dribble right, and then he can't
go to the basket. Video, bro. Hopefully they don't cut me off.
And you're just trying to either block a shot or stay down, because sometimes.
So also, I'm not sure if people know the trainer that Kobe Buffkin. I'm sorry, y'all, just got an update. Kobe Buffkin is signing a training camp deal with the Pelicans. Will be one of the players competing for the final spot on the roster, a team announced to Mike Scotto. So it's not a full 1-year deal. He signed a training camp deal. I'm going to read that one more time. Kobe Buffkin is signing a training camp deal with the Pelicans and will be one of the players competing for the final spot on the roster. So that's what that is. Good for him, man. Good for him. Either way, good for him. But as far as like getting back to the Trey video. So a lot of people may not know who this dude is that Trey training with. That's Drew Hanlon. Right, Drew Hanlon been basketball coach, a skills trainer, been around for a while. Has worked with worked with Tatum, Embiid, Giannis, Halliburton, Maxey, and even Chet. You'll see in this video, and a plethora of other players. But that's a pretty substantial list. And then if you look at those players, right, Tatum, physical style of play. Right, getting to his mid-range game, still skilled, but a more physical player. Embiid obviously is a skilled but physical player. Giannis physical, Hallie, Maxey skilled but plays a physical style. So I think we're trying to see Trey implement more physicality into his offense. Right, more physicality into his offense. And if you watch the video, that's kind of what Drew is stressing the Trey moving forward.
Like fake the jump, so he has to decide if he shoots or not. Does that make sense? And then we're just gonna work our way around. So once he goes here and takes this dribble,
y'all can hear that, man.
Then the next spot will be right here. Again, all right.
So they doing spot work. Right.
Shoot there. Sometimes my second one. If he goes up in the air, you can either try to make the shot, or if he's in your way, just tap him, and that means you would have jumped into him. You don't. I don't want you jumping into him. Yeah.
Again, so one of the issues that we had with Trey previously, right? In my opinion, Trey didn't shoot the mid-range enough, right? not saying that you want to shoot contested middies, but Trey's too tall, too athletic to not shoot over the top of people. So I personally like that. That's where they're starting out, right? Mid-range game, work on building off of that.
And listen, just so you know, this is a great example. You take this dribble right here, and let's say you did a good job walling up, and you're here. And over this shoulder, this doesn't feel as good. You can always hear.
Back, yeah.
Yo, and this down the line right here is going to make him go.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Trey for being able to give people the access, like to damn near full workouts. Like, and this is not the full workout. This is a shortened version of this video. But shout out to Trey for making this available for people.
2 to 5. 27. 3 to 5.
Going right, bumps, coming left. See that? Those are some of the things that, like, what they'll talk about that in a second too.
That's fine though right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
I thought you said no layups.
No, I was saying you can't drive to the basket. Yeah, that's what. Once you pick it up, you're good. Perfect. High five.
Again, going left, going right, one dribble. You know, create space, get your shot off. Those are the kind of things that I think Trey needs to add. One dribble move.
Oh, 7-5. All right, so now it's take the first dribble, then the second dribble, he's going to take one more, and then you're playing. So don't
one dribble move. One thing I don't like, again, and you'll see it with like guards and stuff like that, but I need Trey because he's a great catch and shoot player, off ball player. I need Trey to do more, like we're talking about him being decisive. 1 or 2 dribbles get to where you're trying to go. Stop playing around, wasting dribbles, wasting time. Like, be more efficient with your moves. 2-3 dribbles at max, and then get to what it is you're trying to get to.
You're not allowed to shoot it on the first dribble. Second dribble, we're live, the same exact thing. So now start out that 3-point line. And just go rip through on this, sweep through and 2 dribbles. 1, 2. Yep, anything you want from there. That makes sense. The second dribble, we're live, and it has to be a mid-range kind of pick up. 1-0.
1, 2 dribbles. Get to your shot. That's what Trey needs. Work on his 2 dribbles. Because, again, if you got to run Trey off the line and he has 2 dribbles,
3.
Right? Like how they're limiting this. Exactly, bro. Look how much stronger he looks. Look how much stronger he looks. They're gonna get to a point where I really like what he was talking about. But to y'all point, bro, look at think about when we watch Trey's game, right? Normally, if it's a catch and shoot, if he feels like he needs to go into like his isolation, he's dribble. Like, he has premeditated moves that he tries to go to, right? You could tell it's not just, I worked on, cross, like left, right, cross, step back, right? And he's a great shooter, so it's cool. But they're going to get to a certain point in this video where I think everything we see right now is something that Trey can implement during the season, that I could see Trey easily averaging another 2 to 3 points a game. And you're talking about taking going from 21 points to 23 to 24 points per game.
I was playing slow field.
And then we don't even know if Trey has a great mid-range jumper because he doesn't shoot it enough. So him just getting confidence shooting the mid-range jumper over people, contested.
Just got stood up and then hit. Where it was not like a push more than a pop.
Hold on, this is important here. This is honestly one of the main things that I want us to be able to imagine when we're watching Trey moving forward, especially going in the next season. This that we're about to watch is one of the main things that I hope that Trey implements and like keeps moving forward in his career. One, we see, right? If you notice when they started out with the last drill, catch off the 3-point line, 1 dribble, 2 dribbles, be able to get to your shot, create contact, be able to get to your shot. If you got a pump fake, fade away, spin, creates all of that. Great. Going left, going right. So we working both ways, both hands, obviously. Pause. That's crazy. Also, right? So you had the one dribble move, then you had two dribbles and get to your jumper, all mid-range game. All mid-range. We need Trey to be able to add the mid-range to his game and comfortably in the mid-range, because people just run him off the 3-point line, or they hope to run him off the 3-point line. You can't play too close, because if he's hitting you with that backdoor lob with him and DQ, that's a weapon that nobody wants, and they can continue to go to that. So if he has the back cut and is finishing at the rim, that's gonna be awesome. If you keep the space and he can catch and shoot, and you know he can step out the fucking 35 feet and he'll shoot those also, right? If you combine that and then you add this element to his game where he can add like the 1-2 dribble, turnaround shoot, contested mid-ranges. If he adds this to his game, you're talking about offensively a true 3-level scorer from Trey.
What I want you doing is get this advantage right here, however you can, by slipping off, and then right here is done. I need to feel
contact.
All of this side. Perfect. Really good takeoff.
I don't know if. Listen, man. I don't know if y'all heard that or not. Well, chemistry of Queen and Murphy Pels should build on that. Absolutely. I don't know if y'all heard, but when he was talking about, hey, when you're driving to the goal, every time I want you to try and initiate contact. One, initiating contact allows you to dictate what it is you want to do, as opposed to if a player tries to be physical with you, he's knocking you off your spot, stuff like it. Just that's what getting stronger is for. It's going to allow Trey to get to the spots that he wants to and be more decisive of what he wants to do, and you'll be in more control. But bro, this last little piece right here, well, it's not the last, but like this little piece right here that he's about to talk about is maybe the most important thing in this video to me.
So my thought process is, when I'm here, I can do anything like this. I'm going, okay, I can get it. I know I can get it. I'm never doing it. Again, this is just me. But he's here. I'm never doing this. Because I'm like, I'm thinking, can I go? No. Can I go? No. Yeah, no. I'm just, all the time I'm just going, how can I get to right here? So if you just think, how can I get to right here? I think that'll be helpful. No, yes. And if you get that, then it gets to the point where, okay, now don't think fake. Think, can I go again? If you can go, go.
Bro, listen, those tips right there, and I'm not sure if Trey had anyone tell him these things before. But that'll get him to the initiating the contact, more free throw. You know he a great free throw shooter. Whoa, what's good, bro? Appreciate you for tapping it. We doing some skill. We doing some true breakdown right now, in my opinion. Shout out to DJ and Trey for putting out this great content, this great video, giving us something to really work off of, but also how we're going to see, in my opinion, what Trey is working on and why we're going to see Trey take another step in his game. Fizz is good. You see how much Fizz, like he's just not finishing his layups right now, right? But for the most part, Fizz initiating contact damn near every time he drives, and he's able to get a good look because either he gets the push off and he gets a clean look with the fadeaway. If he bumps you and you stumble, it might be a layup, right? And he's going to continue to get better at that. If Trey adds this with getting to and then shooting the mid-range, it's going to make Trey so much more of a threat. He also gets to hear when Hanlon teach and others good intel. Absolutely. Again, man, I ran through the list. Tatum. You cool with Tatum, but you need to work with the people that Tatum working with. You see Tatum taking the steps in this game. I'm trying to do what Tatum is doing, right? Embiid, Giannis, Halliburton, Maxey. Don't be cool with them. Go get with the people that's making those dudes great players. Fizz, Murphy, Zion, Queen, Carlos, an interesting lineup. Queen being made the offensive initiator. If these dudes add to their games the way they're supposed to, If Queen adds the jumper, more physical, more rebounding. If Zion adds the jumper a little, like becomes more of a true 3-level scorer, maybe adds a couple more moves to his package, he'll be significantly better. If Fear's shooting the 3 ball with more confidence, getting stronger, finish at the rim a little bit more. Like if these dudes just add to their games, right? They present a lot of problems for players for teams in the league. You just have to continue to do the work and work on the right things, right? Like, again, we've seen Trey add to his game every season. If Trey adds this to his game to where it's something consistent, like, again, bro, you can see Trey just for himself really be an all-star contention. Again, he averaged 21, 6 and 4 last year. The assist, I'm not overly worried about the assist. 4 assists is cool. If we could turn Trey to 24 and 7, right? That's just basically one more bucket. 24 and 7. He shot the ball 16 times. I need Trey to be strong enough and conditioned enough and opportunity, like get the opportunities. We can't have the fucking offense consistently going away from Trey Murphy throughout times in the game as well. Like Zion and Trey need to be your primary offense. If that's the case, if we could get Trey Murphy to 18 shots a game, you know he's going to shoot. He averaged like 8 threes a game. If we could get Trey to shooting 10 threes a game and the rest of those are dunks and these little mid-range little jumpers and floaters and stuff, that's a very potent weapon to be able to deploy. I need to see some of them in the open run. Fizz doing open run like a vet. I agree. I need to see some of the open run as well. But again, I think based off the research, what we told as we're going into August, and again, you saw Fizz, like August is around the corner. Based off what I was told, the more runs and games happen towards end of July, end of July and August. So I think we'll start seeing once August hit, these people, being able to come around. Man, hold on. I got my dog in the building. Oh yeah. Whoa, what's good, bro?
Whoa, what's happening with you, bro? Straight?
Oh, I'm cool, dog. We going
You
straight, bro? You good?
Yeah, I'm moving around the streets. What's happening with you?
Man, I'm cool, man. I got my dog, man, Cheddar Chaz in the building, bro. You heard me? Stepping into the Pels in the blender. How you doing? Wait, hey.
Shout out to everybody in the building, man. Shout out to the whole chat.
Absolutely, man. Look, we've been going through some Trey film breakdown. Shout out to DJ and Trey for putting that content together.
Yes, indeed.
And just going through that, some of the things that could help Trey's game and improve and whatnot. But I'm gonna pivot from that now that we got you real quick, because I don't know how long you got, so I'm gonna get right to it.
I'm good.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, so first thing we have, obviously, what's your thoughts on Kobe Buffkin? I just read that it's not an official deal.
Mm-hmm.
It is an official contract. It's Kobe Buffkin. He's signing a training camp deal.
Okay.
It will be the players competing for the final roster spot.
Well, that makes a ton of sense to me. I think, truthfully, him being signed, to me, I still anticipate that one or two of the current Pelicans are looking to be moved. One at minimum, because Kobe being like a veteran, it's like you're not gonna keep giving him two ways. Like you're probably gonna give him, that 15 roster spot. And he probably gonna start getting like 10 days and things like that, because he's getting to a point where he's too good for the summer league, too good for the G. And
what's good, Louisiana
gal?
What up,
Louisiana gal? Shout out to the homie. So you kind of want to at least give him a real look versus other true NBA talent. I still think Hawkins being dealt is kind of like, I don't say inevitable. Yeah, the writing's on the wall that they're aggressively trying to do that. But again, with this front office, you got to get things across the finish line. Almost count. I almost hit the lottery today.
100%. My thoughts were pretty much the same. Is that it looks to me if they're looking to bring Kobe Buffkin in on a true contract, right? Like right now it's a camp deal stuff. That probably signals, like you said, more so we didn't got the information for Hawkins. It's like, all right, Hawkins is probably gonna get moved. right? That's almost like you say, is almost inevitable. Also what that means is Malik D are probably gonna get that two-way spot that's
Yo,
available.
I'm gonna break this news on the show, bro.
Uh-oh.
Um, it's not a signal of things to come as far as him getting a deal, but I've spoken to Malik Deal. I've had conversations with him immediately after the summer league finale, and I will say he's a young man that's highly receptive to me being a Pelicans critic. He's highly receptive to critiques, and he understands that in order for me to transition into the NBA game, I'm gonna have to refine my game. Settling for the middies, that's not what I'm gonna be asked to do. And that's something that he expressed to me himself. Like, I didn't have to say that to him. Most of my critique was like, look, they couldn't really handle you getting downhill. You're a big, strong dude, bro. You let him off the hook settling for the middies. And I provided him with a little bit of film. He was like, man, you're right. I absolutely see it. I'm out here to show that I belong here. And I know that they're not going to ask me to do that in the league. So I'm gonna learn from this and I'm going to adjust. I'm going to prove that I belong in the league. And, his humility and the recognition to me was eye-opening. And I'm like, man, I'm 100% in your corner. I would love to see bro get that opportunity because he's showing the willingness to work. The talent is there, but it's about the consistency. One of your critiques was, you got to play in a role, man. You got to assist. You got to share the ball sometime. You're not going to be the best player on the Pelicans. So your role is not going to be, shoot the ball 10, 12 times.
Yeah.
Your role is going to be, you might shoot the ball 4 times, maybe. But unless you getting rebounds, you defending, you rebounding, like on the opposite end, But other than that, you're not going the game not going to run through you. So you got to make adjustments.
100%. And shout out to him, man, for being. This is another thing too. A lot of people can't handle criticism these days, in general. And even when you like trying to,
they start crying like Ryan Clark.
this man, it's too wild. Even when you offer it, because this is how I feel about criticism as well. You could be critical also, but when you criticizing somebody doing the work, what are we criticizing, right? Like, don't just be negative to be negative. Or are you trying to help that player get better? Or are you recognizing what they're doing and saying, hey man, this may not be the right way to go about getting the opportunity that you said, this opportunity that you want, or maybe become the player that you want. So shout out to him for, recognizing the opportunity that's in front of him, and not saying that it's going to be a last opportunity at all. He absolutely was able to show he's a versatile player. He got a lot of skills, a lot of tools, and he's a young player also. So like him being able to like having that mindset and that mentality, I hope they give him an opportunity because of the talent to be able to see if he can refine it and give himself a chance to see what he could become. Because if he can maximize himself, whatever that looks like, right, but be able to maybe get some rebounds, get out in transition, do a bit more defensively, you might have somebody who can help you somewhere down the line.
Say something. If he can rebound and shoot that 3, he got a place in this league. I know Mike compares him to Naz Reid, and it's like bro, you got a big physical body type. If you can rebound and shoot that 3, you're gonna find a spot in this league. You could be it's not necessarily the same, but as far as like your impact, you can have a Brandon Bass like impact. You know what I'm saying? There's places for guys in this league with that level of skill set. It's all about just finding the right role and maximizing what those guys do well. Look, shout out to the homie Clarence. He said the West Bank weeping pillow. Man, that was so. I ain't gonna lie, boy. That was pathetic. That was pathetic. But I don't even want to get into it.
Bro, listen, I didn't watch the whole. I saw the clip and I didn't want to comment because I ain't watched the whole show. So I don't like taking stuff too much out of context, right? But it was not a good look. That's all I said. It was not a good look.
I watched the show, right?
Mm.
And I watched it with my partner. She was like, "Oh," right? But I watched the show. I said, "This man is crazy." Like the reason why I said this man crazy because he was like, "Y'all gonna fire me? I'm the best football analyst in the world." Like he was talking like cash money gangster shit, and I'm like, okay, all right.
And then the emotion kicked in.
He started thinking about that motherfucking check, and that boy said, "How come they don't want me, man?" And it was just so contradictory to me because he was like, he was talking, some few political things. He felt like that was one of the reasons why he was let go. And it's like, bro, you might just be annoying. Like
maybe
there's
just
like
not somebody cool to work with.
Yeah, you might just be kind of hard to work with. Like you probably dope at what you do. You're an incredible player in your day, but you might just be annoying. But to get on
people
there and cry
don't
like
take
that,
people don't put enough value in that though. Like you could be great, but you gotta be so great to over. And I ain't saying this the case then, but you gotta be so great to overcome like somebody just not like, man, I don't fucking like him as a person. Like he, you know what I mean? He kind of aggravating.
Right. And it's like, and not, of course, I don't know Ryan Clark, but I know he fucked with DeJounte, and I'm on your case too, Ryan. I'm sorry, you gotta get it. But I think it just wasn't worth crying over, son. Like that was the thing. It just I got offended. Like, hey man, don't do that. You make it look like we just crying. Like, what you doing?
Chin up. Chin up. Man, look at the emotional time. That man probably lost millions.
Then you crying
and millions.
Look, and you crying on your show. And like you crying on your platform.
Say, bro. Hey, listen, man, this is a safe space. Chaz, if you ever want to cry on Pels in the blender, bro, I got you, dog. This is safe.
Boy, I'm gonna tell you something. I won't cry. I wouldn't be crying unless the Pelicans win it all. If the Pelicans win the final, I'll get on this bitch and I'll shed a tear of joy. But you is not about to see me on this bitch like, man, I tried. I showed up early.
The Pels, if the Pels in the championship, bro, I'm a video in from wherever we playing that.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm absolutely gonna be at the game. Right. I might be arrested for trying to fight my way onto the court. Some shit, on some Tiana Taylor shit. Be like, man, they know me. Like, I'm trying. I'll be on the court.
Look,
yeah.
Tell him.
Yeah.
Tell him we know each other.
Yeah.
And
I'm a critic.
I think of like buku people, right? Me and him kind of exchange words on Twitter. He is not blocking me. I'm like, that's kind of funny. I think he respect my gangster. Like,
yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I think for all of the shit that like you give DeJounte at the end of the day, he kind of like said his little piece and he been cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, what choice you got? Like, you better be cool because, like, but shout out to everybody. I'm sorry for
you good, bro. Nah, dog, you good, bro. Shout out to Louisiana Gal again, because a lot of people were asking, Kobe Buffkin in the 1-year deal. Shout out to Jay was saying he was hoping he don't understand them giving him a 1-year deal and hope is not guaranteed. I was mentioning earlier that what I was hoping for, if you remember, if you go back to when Seth Curry was here and he had that incredible summer league, and then everybody was like, dog, why would we just let him go somewhere else when you had him in the building, had him in your system? He was looking like he was turning it around and you just let him go. And Seth Curry, he didn't go on to be great. He went on to be a very quality role player.
Right.
In the league.
I think I'm sorry.
No, I'm just saying if Kobe Buffkin can become that, and shout out to Louisiana Gal said his group has secured the same deal from another team. And they gave the Pelicans had an opportunity to match, and they matched it. I think that's the right call.
What he was able to showcase in the first couple of games in the summer league, as well as his time in the G League, like you clearly see, like, okay, I understand why he was drafted in the lottery.
100%.
And if you with a person like himself, I think was going to get him on the court regularly is again mastering that 3-point jumper, and he's made strides in the area. I think he's only 23 years old, so he's made some strides in that area. Also, ball handling duties. Now we already spoke about guys like Jordan Poole potentially, being on the second unit. So a guy like Kobe Buffkin, you just need him to be like, all right, look, when I kick it to you, bro, shoot, be Larry.
You're ready to knock that down.
Like, can you be Larry Shamet? Because I think in a G he was shooting like in the high 30s, if I'm not mistaken. So in the NBA, if you could get a guy like that, he shoots 37, 38% on catch and shoot attempts. Man, oh damn, boy, motherfucking police everywhere. I'm like every corner I turn. Like, what?
Hot out there, huh? You good, bro?
I'm like, hold on, boy. Let me make sure I ain't got nothing to
They ain't got you, huh?
Nah, they ain't got me. Nah, they ain't got me. I had to go around the middle. Y'all ain't got no cones, no flares.
DeJounte said, put the call out.
Look, that sounds like something he'll do. that sounds like yeah, I believe it. But yeah, you give a guy an opportunity to compete, and truthfully, again, if with DeJounte's history of injury, and you and I spoke about this.
Yep.
If he go down or Fields go down, you got 1 point guard.
100%. That was my biggest advocate, not only from what he showed in the summer, but we have not been able to sustain injuries. Whoa, what's good? Just appreciate y'all, man. Everybody that's tapped in, make sure y'all hit that like button, bro.
Out to my dog.
Yeah, facts. That's just been my thought. Like, if when Poole went down, we didn't really have it. Like, you didn't even know who was going to be like a guard for you. You know what I mean? You was already starting Fierce, and then DeJounte wasn't there. And Jose had been just getting too much usage.
We had her bringing the ball up the court.
Yeah, bro.
Like, we had point. I know that's something you don't even want to remember. We had her bringing the ball up the court, like, on purpose. Like, this was
initiating offense. Initiating offense.
And like, this was a real thing. I think I think with the addition of talent, this is the addition of stability at coaching, you could kind of get guys back into roles that they're probably most comfortable with. Like, you could kind of correct the hierarchy. At least we're hopeful, right? With Kobe, I think he's very skilled. Had a couple rough games toward the end, but I think him more than any of the other guys has the best opportunity to see real minutes. Now, admittedly, I would be, I thought everybody be accident. I'd be disappointed if like Shoemate got that final 2-way over Malik Diaz. Now, if you tell me Shoemate got it and Hunter Dickinson gone, and Malik Diaz still get it, cool, because the Hunter Dickinson shit got to end.
Listen, Shoemate, I can't advocate for Shoemate at all. And I like Shoemate. I can't advocate for Shoemate getting no 2-way. It just, same with Hunter. And Hunter is more valuable than Shoemate, in my opinion. But Hunter, he's not going to really be able to help you on the next level. Like, I look at 2-ways as these are players that I think have potential that I'm kind of keeping on tuck that might someday be able to play that's not on my real roster. Right. And I just don't think Hunter's going to be able to give you real minutes. Malik Diaz is a promising young player. Whether he reaches the potential or not, or even becomes anything, I understand taking a swing on Malik Diaz. If Kobe Buffkin gets the last roster spot, right, you still got it. Don't hinder what you're doing with the roster to a degree. It just pretty much signal you got to do something with Hawkins. And it just lessens your opportunity for uneven trades.
That's why, again, like I was speaking to I think I was speaking to the homie Tennessee Montesanti earlier, and I was saying, like, I'm hopeful that at least 2 Pelicans are going out. You know what I'm saying? Because some of the names that they've been sniffing around being wings, of course they still got to address the big situation. Maybe they think they can thread the needle. Like they get a guy that can play the forward. Maybe they think, the sum of our parts can help with the rebounding. But I truly think that, this don't change nothing for them. I think they just wanted to secure Buffkin, and it's business as usual with whatever else they was going to do.
I 100% agree. And shout out to Louisiana Gal saying again, they were kind of put under the gun because Kobe Buffkin again, and that's what happened when you perform well in the summer. That's other teams looking at you. There was somebody else willing to bring Kobe Buffkin in. So if you want to keep that opportunity and build up on it, the Pelicans did what they needed to do, and they matched and they kept a guy that showed some promise for them. Still a young guy, showed some potential, and you just wanted to keep building on that. So I don't have no issues with that at all.
And if I may add this just in closing, like in closing for myself on that subject, it's like, for them, they're not really in a woe is me situation, in my opinion, because it's like, man, you got guys, teams with 17, 18 motherfuckers.
Yes.
And they no way to consolidate. With the Pelicans, it's like worst case scenario, okay, you got a 15-man roster. Like if you really want that extra additional room to do some things, you can just wave and stretch Hawkins. Like that's still an option, Or you can attack bullshit second to and make something happen with that. I mean, it's a lot of avenues, but I think at this point, they still got most of the same options that they had, with the exception of maybe Spencer. They still got most of the same they had yesterday. You gotta piss to get off the pot, though. You know what I'm saying? And with some of these situations.
At the end of the day, the thing with Kobe that's nice is you got, whether he signed to a real contract, he makes the 15th roster spot or whatever the situation is, you ain't see him go somewhere else and then have that, see, look, your most promising person in the summer, gone. You was able to at least secure him to the roster. And now, again, that's one less concern as of right now. And then it's on to carry on with the rest of your business as usual.
Right.
So we'll see. I think with this being done, though, and the news about Hawkins, and you're starting to see LeBron shit done. I was basically explaining now that the LeBron's done, Giannis is done. I think the rest of the league can continue to get on with business as usual. You saw Spencer Jones get signed. You see KCP buyout and sign and get ready to happen. So now I think you'll see the rest of the league start. There's like, all right, let's get the rest of the all season going so we could get into August, and then training camp is around the corner.
Yeah, and I think with the exception of maybe Ben Mathurin, because I'm sure like Kuminga gonna have suitors in Cleveland. You got Mario. He probably I don't know if Mario paying shams or what. Like Mario was like just cold and retired or something. Mario was like, okay. He was okay. Like
he was a role player.
Yeah, so I'm like, what the fuck? He's probably looking at him any day. Anyone can sign him. But yeah, you still got teams that are in the same positions, and they gonna do what they already was planning on doing. Like what happened with Draymond is gonna be interesting. What happens with James Harden is gonna be a little interesting. If he decides to still take the pay cut. But I think now the Pelicans, until the Kawhi situation resolved, you still got the Kuminga option. Still got the Nick Richards option. Like you still got things you could do, and to where it just got to get done. Like whatever the excuses are, they got to end. Like you got to follow through and secure some talent for the roster. Like I don't think that they're necessarily making excuses. I'm just saying that can't be an excuse. There can be no. Not that you're making one, but that they just can't be one for not improving the roster at this point, bro.
100%. I also think that like now that you've potentially filled the 15-man roster, it ultimately shows that, all right, the avenues of what you have to do to get to improve the roster in some way, shape, or form is going to be a player moving out, right? Because, and what that lets me know is the hardest way for the Pelicans to acquire a player typically is free agency, right? If you, let's say hypothetically, you secure Kobe Buffkin and that's likely going to be your 15th roster spot, Everything else, for the most part, is going to be via trade, or even if it's via sign and trade. To me, that's still another version of a trade, because you got to get somebody out, and it just makes it a little easier for you to bring a player in, if that makes sense. What do you think about that before we move on and get into, like, I guess we lost Chaz just now, man. Maybe he'll tap back in a little bit, but I'm pretty sure. Listen, man, Chaz doing everything he can. You heard me? Look, my dog riding through the city, weaving through the cops. You heard me? All to come bring y'all this valuable news and this valuable information. And again, nobody, not that we've known anybody else to have no personal conversation. Again, that's firsthand account. He talked to Malik Dia personally about what it was like in summer league and what it was like, his experience and some of the things that he felt he needed to do better. Hold on, I think we got Chaz back. Whoa, you good, bro?
Young guy got a phone call. My bad.
Okay, had to dip and dodge real quick. You heard me? We understand. He had to use the 5 Ds.
Yeah, good. But, I'm pulling up to the crib in a few. But yeah, bro. I just think ultimately, Kobe Buffer. Shout out to Kobe Buffer. But that's not going to make anyone any more confident in the team moving forward. I do think.
Absolutely not.
I do think it's time to, like, you got to strike. Like, it's time to strike. Like,
100%.
And that's in any direction. Like, you got it's time to strike, bro. Like, I think everyone's been pretty patient. It's time to strike.
I think I think we see something happen within the next 2 weeks. I think I'm calling it. I think we see something happen within the next 2 weeks as you see more teams start to, like, solidify their rosters and whatnot, right? I think we see the Hawkins deal, and it's either gonna be we gonna land Ben Mathurin, right? Either we're gonna land Ben Mathurin, or they just gonna go, or Ben Mathurin, Kuminga, one of these wing positions. And I don't know if we're gonna end up with a center going into the season.
Yeah,
but I think if we address the wing position, I think I'll be somewhat okay with that, because you can address the center position. Maybe I think they're gonna give Derek Queen an opportunity. I think they're gonna give Misi an opportunity, give Carlos somewhat of an opportunity, and then determine how drastic do we need to go to fix the center position, if that makes sense. Like, do we need to go something as drastic as Sabonis, right? Or do we need to do something like Wendell Carter? That's two completely different situations. Or are we decent enough to, like, kind of go afloat? You want to get off, and then
I'm gonna get off, and I'm gonna hop back on when I settle in the crib.
All right, for sure, man. Peace. All right. Appreciate y'all, man, that hung in for that, bro. I always have my dog Cheddar Chaz in the building. So if y'all still cool, we gonna go transition back to what we was talking about with the Trey Murphy video. I felt like we was getting real quality information and a breakdown on Trey Murphy's game and what we're gonna see him improving on and what he's implementing. And just to kind of give people the synopsis, maybe if you join the show late, hit that like button or whatever. But basically, we was talking about Trey's working with Drew Hanlon. Been known to work with a lot of NBA top talent, really good NBA skills coach, and working on, from what we see, Trey's been shooting in this particular video. Shout out to DJ, shout out to Trey Murphy for putting this video out. Trey's improving his game. You see him look significantly stronger, right? And they're talking about a mid-range game, 1-2 dribbles, 1 dribble pull-ups, creating his shot in the mid-range, right? And initiating contact. So with that, I'm gonna go back to the video real quick, press play on it so y'all can hear the mindset that I think he's trying to give Trey and what needs to shift. And again, I don't know if anybody had told Trey this before about initiating contact, how to go about it, and what he needs to be doing. But I think working with a coach at this level who's done it with other players, I think is going to register, and we'll see this with Trey.
I think that'll be helpful. Yes. And if you get that, then it gets the point where, okay, now you're still, now don't think fake.
Hold on, I need to go back a little more, man. I'm sorry, y'all.
Here, I'm never doing this. Because I'm like that, I'm thinking, can I go? No. Can I go? No. Yeah, no. I'm just, all the time I'm just going, how can I get to right here? So if you just think, how can I get to right here? I think that'll be helpful.
So what we were talking about there is the value of sometimes you see players just kind of like dribbling to dribble. It ain't even NBA players. You see young kids dribbling to dribble. And what Drew Hanlon is teaching is like, no, use your dribble to get to where you're trying to go. It's like, can I get to my spot? No, not yet. Okay, reset. Can I get to my okay? Every time your dribble needs to be used to get to the spots that you're trying to get to. And look how different Trey when you have that mentality.
Now you're still now. Don't think fake. Think, can I go again? If you can go, go. Never fake.
Decisive.
Hey, and why not?
Hey, do you see how much harder that is now? Yeah, it's hard to guard when somebody uses unpredictable. Same thing, right? Yes, got him. Yes.
Good job.
You see what I'm saying? It's a change of speed. It's always, can I go? Can I go? Can I go? Here we go.
And then again in this, he adding the step back. I'm going to always be able to shoot. If you freeze, you dead.
Chair out here right now. Not yet. I want you to keep going downhill. You're only allowed to go left.
Only going left. Look, only downhill. Just mid-range.
4, 3.
Going right now. Mid-range.
1-0. 5, 4.
1, 2, 3. 3 dribbles.
2-0.
3 dribbles.
Hey, you're here. I want you here. Okay. Hey, trace the hand and ball at all times. 2-0. 5, 4.
1 dribble.
Good. Every fucking time. If he's not pressing up, shoot the fucking ball. Here we go. 5.
Listen, no hesitation. 1 dribble.
Good. Every fucking time. If he's not pressing up, shoot the fucking ball.
If he's not pressing up, knock him down.
4,
2,
3,
3.
2. Nice. 4. Give him the ball. Get the ball. Yep. 5,
1,
4,
2, 3,
3,
4.
2.
In the paint.
In the paint. 4-1.
That counts if I get pushed over
That's
too.
Wimby. He sent that shit to the fucking moon.
I stopped before though.
Here we go. I said if he landed there.
Wimby, that shit is a block, like he said.
Hey, way to send him to your big go. That's just getting thrown.
Good defense. Way to send him to your big guy.
4-1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, he got nervous for this shit.
Why? Now, why? Why? I'm gonna be mad as hell when he gets moved. Now, why you gotta come and say something like that? Why you gotta say that? We doing this work under the assumption that Trey gonna bring all this new development, this mid-range game that he working on to the Pelicans. Shout out to you. Shout out to you, Louisiana guy. I hope you don't have that on good authority.
Hey, I got his fucking head right there for you. You see that?
But again, man, look, we 1, 2, 3 dribbles into the spots.
You see how much easier it
Get
is?
into the spots.
So much easier. 5, 2.
Now look, this is an edited video, so we don't know how long they've been working.
3. Yes, sir. 6, 2. You know what I mean? Here we go.
Now look, this is the thing too. When you watch Trey play, if we can get Trey to play with this style again, man, you go watch so much of Trey game last year. It was dribble, cross, like same thing with too much of that shit. 3 or less, bro. 4 at the most, but if it's 4 if you get into the rim. If he can implement this NBA talent, right? Real game situation, getting the bumps, playing physical, it's gonna go a long way. Again, bro, I could easily see Trey. He averaged 21 2 seasons in a row. I could easily see Trey getting the 23 points a game. And if we boost that rebounding up, he averaged 6. Can we get the 7? Can we get the 8? Trey give you 24 and 8. Ain't no more I can ask from fucking Trey Murphy. I'll be honest, I'm not necessarily saying right now. I'm saying I don't get the point of moving right now. I agree. I just think if they're sitting there trying to compete, this dude, like, I think they need to view Trey not more so as like, listen, this is the only piece that we got that can help the team get better. You need to start viewing Trey how other people view Trey. I got Trey for 3 years. He's a really good player. Even if he might not mentally fit the style, let my coach build the culture that's going to help Trey buy in. And at the end of the day, you got to win, right? If these dudes play well and you're not doing your parts to, like, if they're performing, but you don't address the rebounding and they lose because you didn't bring in a real center, I ain't mad if anybody fucking decide to ask out at that point. But as of right now, man, I think the front office need to do way more of a job valuing Trey. That's just me. And they're doing a good job right now as they refuse a lot of these offers. If we move Trey, who's gonna be the number 2? I don't even want to talk about it, dog. Because if you move Trey, we'll see. But we right now under the assumption that Trey gonna be here.
5,
1, 2, 3. That's good. Great defense.
6-3.
Great defense.
5,
1, 2, 3.
Nice. Good job.
Listen, did you hear Drew just shout and hit him? Every drive, bro, initiate that contact. Try and get the foul. Maybe the defender panic.
5, 4, 3. Hey, the only thing I didn't like on that, you got rushed. As soon as you went to the step out, you didn't even think about shooting. You were thinking step out.
Listen, I love that he's corrected Trey on that too. I love that he's corrected Trey. Once as soon as you, what I don't like, yeah, you did the step, but as soon as you did this, you weren't even thinking about shooting.
You didn't even think about shooting. You were thinking step out. Good.
Correction.
Good shot.
Correction.
8 more. 5, 4, 3. Put in the chamber. 2, 1.
Initiate that contact.
8, 5. He doesn't trust his floater. That's why. Here we go. 5,
Listen,
4,
another thing too.
3.
I love what I'm hearing from this dude. Why did he have to do so much? Why he had to do so much of that just now? What did Drew say? He don't trust the floater. Come on, Trey. Be confident in it.
He doesn't trust his floater. That's why. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 8, 6. Hey, lock that shit up. Lock that shit up.
Defense.
2, 1. Ball.
Mid-range.
Blind squirrel finds that every once in a while. You know what I'm
Good
saying?
work.
We're good. Here we go. 2 more. 5, 4, 3,
Physical.
2. Good patience. Great patience.
Good shot.
5,
1,
4,
2.
3, 2. Look, you got him settling. Woo, you got lucky right there. Hey, 10-8. Hey, get one right here. Then he's going to miss a shot. 4.
But they did such a good job. Shout out to DJ.
2, 1. I told you. What did I tell you? 4,
Look at Trey initiating the contact though.
2,
Every
1.
time.
I
Give
told
the
you. What
bump.
did I tell you? I told
Give
you.
the bump.
Here we go. Come on. Now you got to get one. He gave you one right here.
Give the bump, bro.
Here we go. 5, 4, 3.
See those?
2,
He might have made that, but I don't like that, to be honest.
5.
I don't like that. Now, again, who knows how far into this workout he is? Hold on, y'all. Whoa.
What's the deal?
Was
Yes,
good.
indeed.
Just going through some of this Trey film, basically showing how he working on his mid-range game, initiating contact, working out with the legendary Drew Hanlon, who's worked with some real good NBA players, Tatum, Embiid, Giannis, Haley, Maxey, Chet in this video. So again, if Trey's getting some of the individual work with a trainer that's worked with those players and documented the working with those players, come back, you're gonna have Sham God. Mosley's known for being a developmental coach. Like, it just, I think we see like looking at what Trey is working on, everything Trey's working on was 1-2 dribbles, 1-2 dribble, mid-range game. You know what I mean? Stronger, initiating contact. If he can continue to get, he looks much bigger in this video as well. Shout out to DJ again, man. I gotta keep saying it. Shout out to DJ and Trey Murphy for providing this content. As all. And look, if y'all don't, y'all can follow Trey page. Trey posts as many other workouts that he posts on his page too. But if he can add these things, I personally, bro, could see Trey averaging like 23, 24 a game. Something like that.
Yeah. I can see 24 as well. 23 as well, especially if he has more opportunities where he doesn't have to like self-create.
Yes.
Him rebounding would help a lot as well, because you got guys like Zion who are good offensive rebounders, even easy. But if he could get down and trace some of the shots on his misses, maybe get a putback here, help, with defensive boards, help get things out into transition, that would help as well. I said that would help as well.
100%. And another point that I was thinking is you could probably see again, Trey get paid to score the ball, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm not asking Trey to go out there and be fucking Herb Jones as far as like a stopper or anything like that. Yeah. But Trey defensively, if he can average like a steal in transition a game, a block a game, you know what I mean? Though, like using his athleticism more to create some of the defensive plays and whatnot, you can also see him be more engaged. And some of those, those opportunities turn into points for him. The rebounding as well, like you said, he averaged pretty much right under 6. He averaged 5.7. I look at that as 6. If we could get you to 7 rebounds, 8, great. Maybe if you average 8 rebounds a game, if you average awesome. 24 and 8, bro, you talking about
potential all defense third team,
all-star, right?
I mean, all NBA third team, or at least an all-star.
Yeah, absolutely. So those is literally right. He's right on the cusp of entering that. And before I continue to play some of this video, I kind of want to pitch this thought to you, because I'm very I've been very critical of Trey and Zion by saying that this particular season, right, when they had opportunities to be like, this was Trey's first year, in my opinion, as the true second option, right? This was Zion's first season as, hey, this is your team. We'll go as far as y'all two carry us. And I think they failed, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And failure isn't necessarily a bad thing in this case, because you probably weren't working as hard as you might not have had a true expectation of what to be in this opportunity, as to be the number 2 option, or to truly, you probably didn't know what that demanded. When I see the kind of work that Trey's been putting in this off season, it lets me know that he took that failure, internalized it, and plans to be a better player for it. And you can have successes after your failures.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, failure is not permanent. It just gives you another opportunity to try. Failure isn't fatal. There's a lot of circumstances surrounding why guys didn't achieve what they set out to last season. Hopefully some correction to being made. And I do presume that guys are always working on their game, right? Trey, Zion, what have you. I do think game time is a little different. And for Trey, I really think his task, like what he's doing here, is awesome, right? But I think his task is going to be putting the ball on the floor as little as possible, and attacking closeouts, rebounding, and knocking down threes. Like some people want him to develop a midi. I'm good with a floater, right? If you want to develop a floater and you're so athletic, just get to the rim and look to finish violently. Like Trey likes to dunk a lot. He's not looking to lay the ball up. He's looking to dunk on a motherfucker. So get stronger, finish through contact, and attack the rim.
I'm glad you mentioned the attack and closeouts. One of the things we talked about earlier was like him developing like not when he goes to create, being more decisive, right? Not just playing with the ball. And they focus on this. So a lot of the things that they were working on early in this video was one dribble pull-ups, which is, again, blow by, get by your guy, be comfortable and confident shooting the mid-range, or 1-2 dribbles, get to a spot, pull up, floater, whatever. I think Trey adding that to his game, right, as opposed to more like, again, this is just him playing like ones kind of. If you look at the actual skill work he was doing kind of before that, and again, most of these are 4 dribbles max kind of things, which you need to see more from Trey as well. Even when you do try to have those moments where you have to create your offense, is not 5 dribbles, 6 dribbles, something like that. Is, can I get to my whatever I need to get to, 2 dribbles, 3 dribbles, something like that. If you don't mind, I'm gonna go ahead and play some more of this, and then we'll roll out a little bit of that. Because again, bumps, contact.
Hey, that's the pace. You're really fucking good at that pace.
I think he's gonna be needing to have a lot of these things in his game as well.
Hey, really good job. Really good.
Well, yeah, especially if like you're in a situation where they guarding you on Reeves Island. Because you're gonna be the only shooter on the court a lot of the times, man. That's really why you kind of hope to see DeJounte in more catch and shoot situations. Bryce McGowan, Sadiq Bey. That's for me. That's why I'm not a fan of a Herb and Queen lineup. I'm like, you got 2 non-spacers on the court. It's like, at maximum, it should be 1. Aside from Zion,
Yeah. A little bit of this. Fast forward through some of this. You get Trey actually. So this is the next day, right? This is the next day they came back, and then Trey actually implemented some of the things that they were talking about the day before. So you see, one of the things he was talking about is don't just dribble to dribble, like dribble to get to where you're trying to go. So if you see, every dribble should be to attack, close the gap, get to where you want to go, and initiate contact all of the time. So this is the next day, and Trey implementing what they were talking about.
So good. So good.
Bump.
That's good. That's perfect. That's perfect. I'd love to see more of that. Oh, nice.
Get to your spots.
Hey, low, the game's over. Come on.
Bump. Yeah. I just like the bump, creating the contact every time.
Hey, check in the rep. I ain't smoking though.
Again, if he could just implement those, bro, the bumps every time. Look at Chet, him chatting the workout.
Now, I'll say the last 2 buckets from Trey.
Too many dribbles.
I just don't think they're gonna work in the league. like the last 2 buckets. Now the first one when he got all the way under the rim and laid it off the glass, but I think the pace in which he shot the last 2 kind of seemed, man, somebody gonna crash and swat that shit. But this is why we practice. Every shot is not gonna be at 100% game speed. So
yeah. What I like that he's implementing, and I think again they'll continue to build on this. Every time you drive, bro, like get in your mind to create contact. Like similar to when you watch Fears drive the lane. Yeah. Dog, Fears bumping the motherfucker every time he drive. And what that do, right, is either you don't know what's gonna happen. The dude, he might fall out the play. He'll probably foul you. He might get tired or just get bumped at some point. So more so than anything, I like Trey mentally getting in his mind to be more the aggressor offensively. One, not just living with just the fadeaways or anytime he go to the basket or as he's driving to the basket. Stop letting these people push you off your spot. Initiate the contact and make them fucking foul you. So that's what I'm looking for.
Yeah, just increase the physicality generally.
Absolutely. He had a good workout and then he finished with some shooting. I like it. Even look, pick up the pace, man.
4, 5, 6.
Fucking boy can shoot, though.
7.
Yeah, absolutely.
8.
I was like, boy, you trade. That's why I'm like, you trading them, you better be getting the king's ransom, cause oof.
10.
Boy, look, I thought they were about to do the thing where they start all over when you miss one.
No, I
Like
think he ended up
7.
going like 16 for 20 or something like that.
13, 14, 15, 3 seconds left.
Consistent jumper too.
Yes.
17,
Release getting quicker and quicker. That's nice,
Yes.
man.
19.
You see how much faster he's getting it off, like you pause, like getting that shot off.
Because at one time his shit was looking like clay as far as the release time.
Absolutely, man. Shout out again, bro. Shout out to DJ. If y'all haven't watched that video, it's on their page. It's on their page, man. Go ahead and drop them a like for that one, man. Appreciate them for being able to put that content out. And again, there's other videos showing Trey working out. So I just wanted to do that so people can have an idea of what it is that Trey's working on, how he's been building to what it is he's doing. And again, we still in July. Based off what they're trying to do, they'll continue to add more skill work. And the emphasis on these were less dribbles, 1-2 dribble, get to your spots, be more decisive, increase the physicality. And you see he's obviously going to work on the shooting as always. So just in general, man, if like Trey has always come back as a much better player. Now I don't want to say a much better player. He's improved every season. And I don't really understand why we shouldn't expect some improvement in some area this season.
I think even modest improvement, truthfully, would do wonders because, like, for myself, like when I see people from like the Pistons or Warriors or what have you, and they like the Pelicans won 3 firsts for Trey, and they be like, well, who do they think Trey is? It's like, motherfucker, who you think he is? Because clearly you want him. Right? Like I told you what I want, you ain't stop asking about it. So clearly you want it. Pause. So
and then again, bro, Trey played 66 games, 35 minutes a game. He averaged 21 on 16 shots a game, which ain't bad. That's not bad numbers. And he averaged almost 9 threes a game. I would like Trey to get to 10 threes a game. If we could get to 10 threes and 18 shots, right? And then get that rebounding and up. I don't really care much about the assists. Again, he averaged 4 assists. I don't care about that.
Trey left some money on the table last year.
He did.
Him and Zion definitely left some money on the table last year.
And part of it, I think, can be fixed through the coaching, because when we talk about Trey, we talk about Z. Again, there were multiple. We talk about Zion going through stretches of not being utilized. There were multiple games where Trey would be on the bench way too long, or he'd be in the game and then would get hot and then not get touches or iced out of the offense. I can't remember which game it was during like to close the season. One of the games that you needed, and like maybe the last 4 or 5 minutes of the game, Trey Murphy, like he had his last attempt at like 4 or 5 minutes left in the game. That's just unacceptable, bro. That's just unacceptable. So hopefully those things could be fucking corrected. That's
why I'm hoping. You know, I was watching some Sadiq Bey film the other day, and I was just like, okay, well, yeah, this is not gonna work. Because how, like, because I was like, all right, well, look, these post-ups, they're not efficient enough as a go-to, right? You can do them, but he got to be looking to create out of the post. I mean, that has to be the demand if he's a big, strong-ass dude, so he can get in the post. But I think that's another reason why I'm like, even if Herb wasn't starting, I was starting Sadiq, it would almost have to be exclusively in catch and shoot situations, because it's like, well, damn, if Derek operate down there, Zion operate down there, Sadiq may about to be in the post as well. Like it would be tough, but that's why, you know, it's going to be interesting to see how they put this roster together. But I also think you can't, in my opinion, leave Trey on the island with no other shooters. I think, you know,
well, we were talking earlier about the possibilities of Ben Mathurin, because again, that's the guy that you got the most interest in at this point. I look at it like, if Kobe Buffkin is like let's say that's a done deal. You need to come on and like go get this done, right? At least put the pressure on the Clippers to match, or whoever, whatever player you're looking to acquire, so we can
even
move
if it's
on
like
to
Kuminga. Like I saw a report that he's not like a crazy shooter, but I guess you just got to address it with talent. Like if you can add another 13 and 6 to the roster, awesome.
Would you do this? Hawk and Herb for Kuzma?
The fact that it's not an absolute no. The fact that it's not a no is crazy, right? If I could get like some seconds, I'd do it. Because I just think that's how low Kuzma's value is. But I would like to get off of the Herb contract. So
that's what I was asking.
If I could do Hawk and Herb for like Kuzma and 3-4 seconds or protected first, I'd do it.
I do it just to get Herb's deal off the books. That's an interesting one too. It's kind of like, so if you made a deal like that, right? Would Kuzma be your starter?
No. I couldn't really justify starting him over Sadiq in that scenario. I mean, he can start, I guess, at the wing, but for me, my initial
you'd have 50 million of expiring.
Yeah. But between
like,
him and Poole. Yeah. I mean, if I ever got someone like Kuzma, I would just view him as like he can start. Like he's not, him and Sadiq is whatever. Like
they're about what and what.
Yeah, they're about what and what. He's better than Bryce. If he can just buy into rebounding, defending, and catching and shoot situation, because he's gonna be in a contract year as well, and he like to buy AI stock and shit. I'm with him. Like, let's do it. He's a very interesting follow online, like on Twitter as well.
Yeah, he was going off not long ago. He post went viral about players and their money and whatnot. So I don't know, but
I think he's a guy at this point that doesn't care where he plays. I don't think. I think he kind of sees the writing on the wall.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you've done it. You won a championship, like
you got money,
you got paid. It's kind of like at this point, you just, you want to keep producing and whatnot, but you get what I'm saying.
For Kobe Buffkin, of course, he won't have these amount of attempts in a game, but last season in the G, he shot 35% from beyond the arc on 7 attempts. Well, I'm sorry, in 23-24. But then in 25-26, he shot 41% on 7 attempts from beyond the arc. So I'm like, hey, if you could bring that shooting over here, and to me, with someone like that, you're just talking about skill set. Because if you had like Sam Merrill, you wouldn't care that Sam Merrill was 6'2", 6'1". That motherfucker can shoot. I'm gonna put you out there, and we're gonna put you in some lineups where you can shoot the ball. Like if you had JJ, you like, well, JJ can shoot. I don't care that JJ can't do nothing but shoot. I'm gonna put you out there. And we're gonna figure out where's Kobe. Kobe got a little wiggle to his game, get to the cup. He can shoot. At least he shot well in the G. The biggest knock on him been he always hurt.
Yeah. I think when you add certain players like Kobe Buffkin, now he hasn't produced in the league at all, right? Again, that don't mean players can't turn it around or whatever. But the main thing is you don't know when your opportunity is gonna come. Bryce had no business being able to close games for this team last year. And Bryce, not only was he a two-way, found himself in an opportunity to play, just so happened to be able to play well and, impact winning. So when you sign a player, and especially if you add a player like Kobe Buffkin to the roster, right? If things are going well, and all it takes is, again, DeJounte Murray to be hurt, and then Jeremiah Fears moves into the starting lineup, shit, we need another backup point guard for some of these minutes.
And that's not much to ask for at all, because like I say, that nigga barely play. So and when he do, I think Kobe got an opportunity to make a dent in the roster just based on that skill set alone. I thought Bryce, when his number was called, he did well. Same thing with Spencer Jones. When he got his number was called for Denver, especially in that postseason, motherfucker showed up, showed out, shot that ball well. Peyton Watson, when his number was called, played well. It's all about season opportunity, man. And I I think Kobe, if he does get some run, well, he probably at least gonna be there for the preseason. If he does get some run and he's able to knock down that jumper and show some guard skills, I think you feel more comfortable saying, well, all right, we got our backup point guard here. So
you know what else I thought about too? We've seen players, not Kobe necessarily, but you saw Alfred Payton get an opportunity and look like somebody who was a quality player on this team to a degree. Not saying that they were great, but like, oh, you could bring back, like if they would have brought back Alfred, let's say they needed a guard and brought back Alfred Payton, nobody would have frowned about bringing back Alfred Payton.
No.
Brandon Boston, when he played and was getting minutes, Brandon Boston, before he got hurt,
I think people would have been ecstatic about bringing Brandon Boston
at
back.
100% was looking like a true player. Antonio Reeves. Yep. Antonio Reeves was another two-way guy. When
he should have been on the team, bro.
When he was getting his opportunity,
bro.
Right? Now, this is the thing. You ain't seen Antonio Reeves in the league nowhere else either.
I think he went to Charlotte, but didn't really
get no run. They didn't get no opportunity and nothing like that.
Right now too. Ain't that some shit? I was like,
bro. So
wait,
it's just
going two-way.
Listen, and again, but you just never know when your opportunity gonna come. You saw all of those players play and look like, man, Antonio Reeves looked like he could help you.
Like
Brandon Boston can help you.
Man, they got these dudes. Man, dudes sneak back into the league, find a role, and all the time. Chris Dunn.
I was just about to say the
Dante Exum. Trey Burke had moments where he, Sean Livingston found his niche. And like people sneak back. It's all about maximizing your role. Shit, Matt Ryan left the Pelicans, was on the Knicks. There's a ton of guys who like fringe NBA guys who just masters at their role. Low maintenance guys, and I think that's where you really have to hit at on the margins. It's like, because salary wise, there's only so much you can do with high level talent because your books are pretty stuffed. But if you can hit on the margins and get a couple guys to overperform their contracts, that's absolutely a win, like you did with Sadiq Bey.
At 100%. Sadiq Bey, Bryce. I kind of want, I guess put the pin in like the Trey Murphy situation. As the summer continues and you see these players continue to work again. One thing about Trey, as we see, thank God Zion got like the crisp, like keeping him. This is one thing like with Zion. With Trey, there was never a doubt that Trey was working throughout the offseason. Like the one thing you feel about Jeremiah Fizz is working throughout the offseason.
Yeah.
DeJounte, say what you want about DeJounte, but you see this motherfucker playing all the time, right? Yeah. So like one thing that you can say about Trey is whether he's doing it seems like he's doing the right kind of work, but the expectation from him moving forward shouldn't be whether he's going to take a step back or anything like that. Like at bare minimum, I feel like we could at least say, not can he get hurt or something like that, obviously, but I feel like at bare minimum, Trey is going to be at least what he was last season, if not more. And if he was at least what he was last season with proper utilization, I think you could still see a better version. But based off what it is he's doing, man, I really don't want to lose Trey. And you know how I feel about Trey too. One, you ain't going nowhere if it's up to me, unless somebody do something crazy from an offer standpoint, right? Other than that, though, I just feel like as we watch Trey, and shout out to Trey documenting his work and who he's working with, I would hope that it would also put more value on the things that Trey provides and expecting him to perform better than what they saw last season. Because if part of the reason and of being willing to move on from Trey is be like, fuck, well, I don't think he could be much better than this, right? I think that's a bad way to look at it when you watch. Now, granted, everybody works, right? Everybody works. But if Trey gets a little bit better, his impact on your team is significant.
Yeah. I think one of the biggest issues that the front office may have had with Trey last season is the lack of physicality. So that's really like the thing It's like I don't think they really was like, hey, can you put the ball on the floor? I think it would be nice if you could do that. But I think their thing is like you're 6'9", 6'10". Can you help on the boards? Can you not be a liability defensively? And can you be tougher? Yeah. And if he can do those things, I think
I wonder what tough means to everybody. Like,
you
know what I mean? Like,
I think I know what they mean in this case. Just don't get thrown under the fucking rim. Like I was talking
about that too, as far as like his like from a defensive standpoint, right? Defensive rebound and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think Trey getting stronger and realizing, hey, like now as a starter, and being more of a focus, you're going to be charged with like, hey bro, I need you to buy, like Nas Reed can't get rebounds. At some points, I need you to be physical with big players as well.
And at one time, he led the team last season in rebounding. I think
he averaged 6 a game, which ain't bad. But again, it ain't just about the numbers. Also, like we need like defensively
rebounds. Yeah.
Defensively, I can't just have people just straight line driving through you and moving you off the spot, right? Like I need you to make people work defensively and stuff like that. Which I think if you see the size and him trying to maintain functional size, I think it'll help with those things as well.
And to my understanding, this one of the first off seasons where those guys really
told that motherfucker what to do.
Well, no, not even that. Just like they're like, all right, we're gonna have to come out of our own pockets and get some people to
help
work with. Yeah, get some trainers because the team not providing this, and so you got years of developmental practices that could have been happening that didn't happen. Like, again, like you look at Herb, you look at Hawkins, they don't look like they do anything in the offseason. I'm sure they do, but they don't look like it.
Another thought that I had earlier, and I mentioned this to you and see what you think, is I thought that Trey's only coach throughout his entire career has been Willie Green, right? Until now. Even if you want to say Borrego, like Borrego has been there for the past couple years.
He's Willie Green.
It's Willie Green, right? With Willie Green, they have been, and I can't say that they hadn't, but they've been asking Trey, hey man, we need you to defend, right? We need you to defend, we need you to do this, we need to do that.
Yeah.
But have they act like the thing I think with Mosley is talking about teaching how to become a better defender, the tricks and trades of what it could be to help you become a better defender. I wonder if all of these years before, and I'm not saying that any of the other coaches on the staff may or may not have been helping with this thing, but if we're going to prioritize the rebounding, how much of a skill level gap there could be from a coaching standpoint to say, all right, they had y'all doing this shit, we gonna have y'all doing, like, this is how you actually guard and force a man to do whatever it is you want him to do. Even from a systematic standpoint, right? The system before was switching in zones, right? As opposed to, it's easy when you switch every pick, you know how easy it is to get confused, how easy it is to get lost. And and one of the things you see with Trey all of the time is like there's moments where it seems like he might just go blank on a possession, and then you end up with a layup or somebody not getting the free throw. The free throw, you know what I'm saying? Nobody getting back, stuff like that. If you can simplify the defense to look, guard your man, bro, fight through the screen, and we only going under screens on or not closing out on bad shooters.
Right.
And you hold them accountable to that. That alone should make you better defensively.
My thing, and not just even with Trey, because I think with Trey, with Zion, with everybody, it's like sometimes offensively you just are who you are. Like, let's just say offensively, you're as good now as you're ever going to be offensively. You're a good player. Like, that's good. You're a good player. You're awful defensively. So if you can go from awful defensively to be solid defensively, that's a drastic improvement. And that would pay dividends. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, all right, let's say Trey, you take 10 threes a game, total, you take it about 18, 19 shots, right? Let's say you averaging a cool 24, 23, 23, 24. It's cool. What will make those points impactful is you taking threes, which is something the team desperately needs. And if you can, get 6-7 rebounds, if you can defend and be solid, like you ain't gotta be the shutdown corner, but if you could be solid, you could be like not a liability, then that'll elevate you as a player totally. Like that could elevate you a full tier as
Chris
a player.
Middleton.
Yeah, you could be a Chris Middleton tier player, and that was a real like budding all-star caliber player.
Yeah.
Later in his career, he wasn't always that, but that got him to that tier. Like that'll at least have you solidly on Brandon's tier. Like I think right now they're arguably on the same tier, but that would have you solidly on Brandon's tier. So like you're all-star reserve. Some years you're gonna make it, some years you're not, but you are a all-star reserve, like no doubt about it. But I think like as far as it's cool to see, in my opinion, people working on stuff and with the handle and in between. I'm like, that's dope. But you may not get an opportunity to do that in some instances. What you can control though is how you defend every possession.
100%. This is a good comment.
Coach, the Navy chief here in Japan right now.
Yeah, and shout out to you hanging out on his Saturday. I don't know if it's morning or night.
It gotta be in the morning.
Yeah, I'm about to say the sun probably just rising over there. Appreciate you tapping in, bro. Make sure y'all hit that like button, man. I ain't gonna keep y'all too much longer. We'll get ready to go through these stars and get out of here. But this is a great point. Coaching is teaching and providing guidance. If that wasn't happening, it's sad. We had a good defensive minded players, so it probably wasn't emphasized as much. That's the Jesus. Boy, you a trooper.
Yeah, I figured it was the morning.
Yeah, you were true.
Man, that's almost a full 12 hours. Damn.
Absolutely. If it wasn't happening, it wasn't emphasized. So that's the thing. Like, if you have JV, who's just naturally a big bodied and a rebounder, right? Yep. Najee, I got into the league based on my defense. Herb, I got into the league defense. Larry, defense. Dyson, defense.
Yep.
Jose, defense. Like, if you got that many motherfuckers that just what we do is guard, right? The rest of y'all ain't really got to worry about it.
Yeah, because we got like 3-4 guys, 5 guys, really. If you talk about Zion, Brandon, JV,
CJ, just
Trey,
a bet.
CJ, that's like 5 guys capable of scoring 30 points.
Yeah,
it's a lot of
the
talent.
Rest of y'all just guard.
A lot of y'all just do. You're not gonna get the chance to do certain shit. Najee was good with a nice corner 3, helped off the second unit, same with Jose. But it's like y'all could fit right into y'all roles. Everybody else, like this is a very strong roster, top to bottom. I think if they would have better utilized JV, could have been even better.
100%. But it just makes me think that, like, when I thought about, I want Trey to develop defensively, but personally, Trey ain't never gonna be a better defender than Najee. You get what I'm saying? Like, I just don't think like the style of player archetype that Najee got to the league. Like, and Najee would never be a better offensive player than Trey. So if your coach is emphasizing that, I don't think you can even coach Trey into being a better defender than like a Najee type or something like that. But can you give him? Can you put the time into Trey Murphy? Not send that motherfucker to the G. Can you put the time into Trey Murphy and teach him the things to bring his defensive level up to where it needs to be to play? Not just, hey, that motherfucker just so offensively gifted, we gotta play him. Can you help bring the other thing up as well? And that's kind of what, like, I'm hoping the coaching staff now emphasizes that.
Right. I agree. I totally agree.
Yeah. Let's go through some of these and then we'll get you out of here, man.
Shout out to everybody. Make sure y'all hit that like button, man.
100%, man. Appreciate y'all. One thing that they were talking about is the physicality on defense. Absolutely, Trey and everybody else. That's the emphasis for this team. I think moving forward, the new identity is going to be physicality on defense. What your thought is on that?
Yeah, man. I think you ain't even got to be the biggest, strongest motherfucker to be tough. You could be overwhelmed physically. but that don't mean you ain't try to be a dog. You just got overwhelmed.
Yeah,
you
go
know
be
what I'm
Jose.
saying? Yeah, look at a person like Jose. A lot of guys that like they could get into the post and hold their own. Like even like Zion, a big strong dude, but like they got like 7-footers in the post. They can't like back Zion down because he's taking up the challenge in that position. I think a lot of times with some of the skinnier guys, it's like you just moved out the way too easy.
You just allowing them to. You're not even.
Yeah, you're just
fighting
allowing them to do that. Like Steph Curry, especially during the championship years, he was trying all the time.
Will
Even
fight
CJ
defensively.
was trying.
CJ would be prideful in his defense, like you're not about to just mouse in the house me, basically.
Yeah, now he was overwhelmed because of his age at that point, but he was at least trying. With the with some of the guys on the Pels, he's like, y'all not really trying. Like, it's the difference between can't and won't. Yeah. So I think that's what we're gonna see.
Yeah, and I was just about to say that. I think we'll absolutely have that answered moving forward. Let's talk about this with the signing of Kobe Buffkin. I see Hawkins as being a salary dump. Thoughts?
Yeah, man. I hope they just. I ain't gonna lie. Like I am getting a little tired of it. Like just go ahead and do it, man. Like I'm getting, because your options aren't necessarily dwindling, but like there's no perfect situation. Like, every situation is gonna be met with criticism. So even if you don't care about that, there's just no perfect situation. There's no perfect way to do things. No matter what you do right now, if you win, all will be forgiven. So it's just you gotta make.
If you don't do something, you better be right about not doing something.
Yeah, if you don't, that's the perfect. You put it perfectly, bro. If you don't do anything, it better work out fine.
Yeah, like, that's basically it.
Thank God we didn't do that. Can you imagine if we would have did that?
Yeah, like if you don't do anything, then like I need both of those picks to hit in the lottery, and then I need Poole to have like a great season. I need Derek to be like, not everything need to go perfect. You know what I'm saying? But if you do nothing and you end up 40 wins and in the play-in and in the playoffs or something like that, then it's kind of like, oh, all right, maybe y'all was right. Don't try that shit again. But maybe you was right.
Yeah, but if you don't do anything, and clearly they're trying some things, but it's like you got to get things across the finish line. So hopefully it all pans out.
Listen, man, y'all. I don't know. I agree with Chaz. I don't know if we're gonna do it tomorrow or not, but there'll be an episode about what happens if this fucking team don't do nothing.
Oh yeah, we can talk about it tomorrow. It's just like, it just gets to the point where it's like we're working on. Hey, we're working on. It's like, yeah, Egypt wasn't built in a day.
Yeah,
but
yeah, somebody did something.
Can we put up a tent?
Yeah.
Can we build a shed? Like, can we build a boat? Like, can we do something? So we'll see.
Do something. Yeah,
we will see.
Absolutely. I got a couple more these again. I heard Trey don't sit down on defense often enough. I agree, man. But again, Trey paid to score the ball. But you also, I think we're finally going to have a coach that gives you the scheme that will allow you to be held accountable. Because previously, in like, for example, this is what I mean by that. In like a scheme that's switching a lot, it's easy to be like, I was confused. Or it's easy to be like, it's easy to like, I don't want to say point blank because you still got to hold motherfuckers accountable for everything. But I think the ask, like what he asked of them, is going to be within everybody's means to a degree. You hate that microphone, bro.
Because my mic used to sit on my desk. Now I got like a whole stand, and I got a whole. And it's like, what the hell? I gotta get used to this bitch being right here.
Man. Here you go. This one for you. Isn't this a finesse team? It feels like the team is leaning more on offense.
I wouldn't say it's a finesse team. I think like if you consider like the people that they consider the leaders of the team, as far as on the court guys who should have the ball the most, Zion, Fears, Sadiq Bey had a really high usage. I think they're more like powerhouses versus finesse. I think you can become finesse though, because you could be soft and not meet the challenge. You know what I'm saying? Like I think a lot of that shit again is mentality. Now you could just have a tough mentality, and you know, like nobody gonna fuck over me, even if you physically can't back it up necessarily. You can be tough, and I think they've had over the years a finesse mentality, especially after Jonas left.
I agree. That's what I liked when I was watching the video of Trey's trainer, and a lot of the things he was like as he was coaching through, he was just basic like anytime you get the opportunity, engage, like, you know what I mean? Be aggressive offensively with everything you do, be decisive of what you're doing. And like if Trey mentality shifts to that, which I think it will. I think previously a lot of the training that he's done has been more like skill-based training. And you can see players that goes with that, you know, like that kind of shift to that. Like man, I've been working on my back, so they got a bunch of moves. A player like Ben Mathurin, for example, that they targeted, though, Ben Mathurin is just getting buckets. Like it don't be like if you just watch Ben Mathurin's game and highlights and shit like that, 1-2 dribble, bump, layup, like everything is aggressive and at whatever. So like for them to like a Ben Mathurin, it kind of makes sense why they like a player like that, and hopefully Trey could do some of that.
Let me ask you something. This hypothetical. Let's say if the Cavs was like, look, we willing to do Jared Allen for Hawkins and Herb right now, but we ain't giving you a first.
I don't need a first for that.
Would you be aggravated if the front office was like, nah, we need a first and a swap?
I will 100% be aggravated.
Okay. Okay, so there's another scenario. Let's say the Cavs was like, we want Herb, right? You're like, okay, talk to me. Like, we'll give you Max Strus and 1 first. And you was like, Max Strus, 2 first. Would you be aggravated?
Yeah.
I would be aggravated as well.
That 100% would be aggravated. One, because so with the Jared Allen situation, it's kind of like Jared Allen is a better player. He's a more like how I view it. Do I leave the deal with the best player? If I leave the deal with the best player, I'm more so happy. Yeah, I'm more so happy to take it. Like, I don't want to say a hit on the deal, right? But like if it was Herb for if it's Herb for Strus, it's like even though I think Strus is expiring, if I'm not mistaken, but like I would understand not 2 first. You know what I'm saying? Like I'd be pissed about that. But like I understand you just being like, I don't know where Strus gonna play. I like, you know what I mean? I can see you figuring out an excuse for that. The fact that you were able to turn, let's say with the Jared Allen thing, I know Zion wants a center.
Yeah.
Like I know my best player.
And fears too.
We ain't got no big man.
We ain't got no big gang.
So I know my best player. Listen, dog, don't do this.
Hey, that's Louisiana guy. Hey, don't do this. That's why I asked Louisiana guy, because I'm kind of like, you know, we've already kind of spoken about it before. I'm like, you get to a point where you're like, you don't want to cut off your nose to spite your face.
The Herb for Strus, I would probably be less aggravated. I'd still be aggravated, less aggravated. Herb for Jared Allen, fireable offense.
Fireable? Yeah. I mean,
this is what I mean. Yeah. If they said, listen, give me Herb, you said Hawkins, right?
Herb and Hawk for Jared Allen.
Yeah, if you said Herb and Hawk for Jared, what's the salary on that? How much?
It's about the same. Back? You're not taking back no bad salary there. Especially once
Jared
Herb
Allen was almost 30 mil.
Like 20 something. But Hawk and Hawk and Herb
was
right
only
now
like
is
21, so it's like not
22, 21,
mm-hmm.
22.
So it ain't that okay.
Yeah, it
I was
ain't.
about to say,
I don't believe it's that significant.
oh, okay. If it's nothing like that, yeah, no, that's enough to like because it's a justifiable move. At the end of the day, my best player.
He's at 28 million.
Okay, and they make 20, so $6 million gap, something like that.
Yeah, something along those lines.
Yeah, no, that, yeah, that's. I would look at that as almost negligence.
To not do it, like to hold out for more draft capital.
The Herb and Hawk for Jared Allen, I would look at as negligence. Unless, again, the only reason I wouldn't is because you would have to like. If I said no to that, it's because you gotta have something better than that available.
Yeah.
Like something better than that would have to be available because in no world is Herb a better player than Jared Allen. Like,
so like for me, I'm just like, I'm like, man, look, if you get to first, great. You know, congratulations.
You talking about Strus?
Yeah, I'm saying generally, like, because I think in most scenarios, once you take into account what Herb's contract is about to become, if it's close, you winning the deal. Like if the player talent is close, you're winning the deal. Like it ain't even got to be shoulders above, like Jared Allen, in my opinion. Like if it's close, you like if it's just Jalen Smith.
If you said like, I know people be talking about Poole for Miles Turner. I don't think I'd do that. But if we was talking Herb and Hawkins for Miles Turner,
yeah,
I 100% do that.
I would do that as well. So
I'm saying like players that I'm like if you said Poole for Jared Allen, I'd be like,
yeah, I'm trading.
You know what I'm saying?
Trading space for.
Yeah, it's like I probably do that. If you said Herb and Hawkins for Jared Allen, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, sign me up. Herb and Hawkins for Miles, even though I know Miles and Jared Allen got years left on their deal. It's years left on the deal of a player
that I need
the
floor
ceiling,
at least.
The floor, minimum. What if the excuses was flexibility for future turn? And literally you got, but you can't say that when it's Herb. You can't say that when it's Herb.
And that's kind of my thing, right? Like let's say, like hypothetically speaking, let's say they feel that way, right? Because I'm inclined to believe they do feel that way. It's like, then why'd you extend?
Educated guessing.
But like, then why'd you extend her? You didn't have to do that. Right. So, but let's say you did do it because he would have been expiring now.
So you extended Herb. So, or that just means you really value Herb Jones.
Yeah, and in that case, you will be making a mistake at that pay scale, right? But let's say we here now, baby been born, right? If the market is dictating like, yo, there's not 2 firsts here, but I can give you 1. The most likely scenario is moving forward, that 1 is going to turn to seconds.
No, Herb,
it's a terrible contract, bro.
Next year,
terrible contract.
Next year, make 20, then 22, then 24 on a player option at 24.
Yeah, see,
he's not opting out of that.
See, to me, people talk about the Poole trade. I think
this is the deal.
That to me, this deal right here, this extension was the worst move of the offseason. Aside, I mean, of course, you could talk about the trade, the picks. This was the worst move of the offseason. This was like, this was predictably bad.
Because Herb will be on a $14 million expiring right now.
He been $14 million expiring. So even if you extended them, or if you had just waited 1 year, the market,
your extension would be completely different.
Yeah. Herb as a free agent wouldn't get this deal. And this is like, it's a difference between being pessimistic or negative and positive and being real, like being real. This was a bad decision, right? Whoever decision it was a bad decision.
And whatever
Even
the reason was.
if Herb goes out and plays well next season, it'll still be a bad decision. Like there's almost no rectifying this unless Herb becomes a totally different player. And at this stage, he probably won't.
So I don't know what kind of player Herb could be.
Herb would have to become a
Herb would have to be like
player.
He would have to be like Jaden McDaniels player.
He had to be like Jaden McDaniels. Like he would have to be capable of like, he could drop 25 if you really let him. Like he'd have to be that level of player. and it's like the chances of that happening are slim to none. So like
Jared Allen. So Herb was on a 20. So this year, and you would create the roster spot, but you would lose some money. But then next year you'd have 30 and then 32 after that. I think that's doable.
It was just a really bad decision. Like I get it from the standpoint of, well, if he was gonna be expiring, we saved ourselves some time. But it's like, damn, you couldn't do a 2-year extension at a similar number. You couldn't, you had to give a player option. Like to me, it was.
I think you probably thought you was being smart by. I don't think nobody expected him to fall so far below. Oh, what's good, Cullen? I don't think anybody was.
I absolutely saw this.
I know you've been.
I absolutely saw this. I absolutely saw this, and that's why I was like, to me,
Strus on the 16 million expiring.
That's what I'm like.
Like if they were to offer you one first to do that, so you telling me?
I don't even need the first. I don't even need a first.
Nah, but if you got a first, if you got a
awesome. Like now, I can understand the thinking and saying, well, Chaz, it's a Cleveland Cavaliers first, so that's like an early second. Like, all right, cool. So you might need to. Well, if they hard down one first, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Louisiana girl. She said, "Is the Herb deal still viewed terribly by y'all? If Dort ends up getting the room at 400, essentially from Atlanta, still is to me. Dort's the champion.
I personally think Dort is a significantly better player than Herb, though.
I think he's way more impactful, and he's a champion. So you pay like the champion tax, culture guy. Whereas
Herb has the
that's a significant raise, bro, for a player that's trending downward or has trended downward. That's a significant raise. That's like right now if Zion got a max deal, you'd be like, what the fuck? Like, why? Yeah. There's no reason to do that. Like, even if you like him, it's like, why would I do that? Like Max Strus is a significantly better player than her at the moment.
Would you look at taking Jared Allen for the next 3 years versus having Herb for the next 3 years? Like,
yeah, absolutely. They're the same age.
But I'm saying, would you look at it from a player standpoint? Would you look at it like, because I would view it as I traded my defensive wing for a center that I know for sure is going to be able to be like, let me fucking pull up Jared Allen, like stats and shit. Because if Jared Allen, one thing I know Jared Allen during the regular season is a really good regular season center versus most centers.
Let me say this, right? Similar to the Hawk extension or picking up his option, you need tradable salary. You're the Pelicans.
Yes.
So the only way you're going to improve is via trade. Yes. So if you're telling me that, no, Chaz, like I needed tradable salary to attach like to a trade. Herb at $20 million is a decent contract where the salary is heading, where the salary cap is heading. Who else on the roster do I really got salary wise, etc.? Because you've been in that situation for years. Like you've only had like 1 or 2 mid-level. Well, what up, Nando? You've only had 1 or 2 mid-level contracts. So it's like, all right, I get it. Totally get it. But you should have evaluated the player first. Kind of like with Hawkins. Should have evaluated the player first. You could have did that because for Hawkins, you could have just went on by your business, right? With Herb, it's like you could have extended him this year. It's because if you extend him this year, he damn sure not getting 20. He probably would have been happy getting 17. If that, you might have been like, man, you about to get traded, boy. We ain't extending shit. You're out of here. So
I know. Listen, a lot of this is like stuff for tomorrow if we did, but like if
this ain't going nowhere.
Being that we having this discussion now is just kind of like, dog, you can't. If this is what I'll say about Griff, and Griff didn't do a great job of this, but what Griff tried to do is if he made a mistake, he was willing to punt on his mistake. I fucked up. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He paid for it, but he at least was willing to be like, ooh, this was wrong. Right?
Right.
In this case, you should be able to admit I was wrong about the extension for Herb. It's not as if Herb just expires and you could just say, all right, we'll be out of it tomorrow. You also talking about not paying to get off Herb if Jared Allen is the answer. Also, your team need a center. So you could turn that negative into we got a decent center that we potentially locked up for the future. I think we got a center moving forward. And if whoever looks promising and we need to move them, we can. Now, what you better not be doing is I'm not going to get Jared Allen because I think DQ is my starting center and I need to make way for DQ to start.
You know, I don't even know if I think that's the line of thinking, truthfully. I think it's just more like I'm sure they're looking. I think the price point might be too high for Herb's current value. I'm sure there's teams interested, but I don't see a world to where for that type of player it trends upward because any progress in play will be offset by the contract. Any like progress in play is going to be offset by the fact that his contract is about to balloon by $6 million, like by another like $4 to $5, $6 million, in my opinion. So you better off just like, I don't know if you think a better deal is there at the deadline. Potentially it is, because you're talking about what 2.5 years versus 3. But I'm like, if you have an opportunity to start fast now and address a position of need now, even if it's not center, if you got a chance to just upgrade that roster position now,
that spot,
you should do it. Get an asset now, you should do it, in my opinion. But I'm sure they know more than me, of course. But I'm just saying, like, from the optics, I felt this way about the Herb extension this entire time. You know, this is not something new. I'm saying I didn't need to see Herb play a single fucking second last season for me to feel this way. I felt this way the entire time. So,
listen,
bro,
you can't Trey. I just did a whole video on Trey and why we shouldn't move Trey. Right? Completely understand. I don't give a fuck what offers you get unless it's something incredible. Herb, especially when you're talking about a player of like similar to Jared Allen. Again, dog, Jared Allen last season played 56 games, similar to the amount of games Herb played, 15-8. This year before that, 13-9, 16-10, 14-9, 14-10, 16-10. Regular double machine. And you still, if they're not asking for Eves, and you still got Eves, that's a solid center rotation. And you about to clear up $30 million anyway with Poole.
If it's me, bro, I'm just taking Strus in the first if possible. Because if I can get Strus in the first, son, I'm talking about I get a guy who's solid defensively, sniper from beyond the arc, real deal player who's expiring. Like,
which deal would you prefer?
I'm guessing. So the options would be Herb
Strus
and
in
Hawk.
The first, Herb and Hawk for Allen, or Strus in the first for Herb in the expire.
It's tough. I ain't gonna lie. It's a little tougher
Ex-
than I would
Big-
probably take. I'm probably gonna go with Allen. This is why I'll go with Allen.
Mhm.
Because in my mind, I'm moving DeJounte next offseason anyway. Or this season soon anyway. So I can use I got my point guard. What I really need is a center. And when I think about it, I'm like, which center is going to be available out there for that type of money? You know? I think it would have to be, I think Cleveland will be looking to move Strus or Schroeder right now, if not both.
Yeah.
So
I'd be
I ain't gonna lie, it does get a little aggravating. Because this is why to me. Because the fan base feels a certain way about Herb and about some of his own players. You always value. Nobody
Always
love your
value
kids
them.
like you love your kids.
Always.
Right? Always. Holding on to Herb for the best deal possible that may or may not come. If it comes, cool, pause. But you start to look like the fan base. Like, oh, I wouldn't trade him for that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't trade him for that. I wouldn't trade this guy for that. And it's like, bro, it's a multi-step process. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Because hypothetically, if it's Strus and you clear her money for next year, that's $20 million you just cleared on top of clearing what Poole had. That's $54 million damn near.
Yeah.
Then you got Hulk coming off the books. That's even more money. Like that's like 60 million. Like, you know what I'm saying? So man, look.
I understand either deal. Either deal. But for how I view it, right? Moving forward, the Strus deal be tough. The Allen deal is a fucking no-brainer to me because, again, what I talk about is, again, y'all say y'all want to compete. The Allen deal provides you know what we're not going to have to worry about the next couple years? A center. Right?
Yeah, like
so
that's how I feel as well.
It eliminates a couple positions that you're concerned about. As of right now, my point guard, like DeJounte, not your point guard. You hoping that Fears is your guy. Right. So you're not worrying about acquiring a point guard. Trey Murphy on this fucking roster. So regardless of whatever you feel about Trey, you be like, all right, I got a guy who could shoot whatever. Like,
you literally don't have no weaknesses on the roster if you was to do if not that Allen is on the table. I'm hypothetically speaking.
Yes. No, I'm just saying that's why like the Strus deal helps you if you're like, all right, we're trying to create cap space, but I'll say this, we're creating so much cap space. If they created so much cap space, I don't know if I trust them to properly use a massive amount of cap space. Right? If they had, like, hypothetically, do you feel the Lakers use their cap space appropriately?
I want to say no, but I have to say yeah, because when you got a player like Luka, you got to bring in as many motherfuckers as possible, because we're also entering the depth era. Like me, I wouldn't be planning on Anthony Edwards asking out. No, I would have like picks just in case he did, but I wouldn't be like, I don't want to take on any long-term money because I think Wemby gonna ask out. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I would be
helps.
Like, I got Luka right here.
Yes,
Luka top 7, easy. He can't defend worth a fucking damn, and he got a couple injury issues. But if I could add some depth to Luka, to where we can stay afloat while Luka out, and I'm addressing the center position, I'm addressing this, I'm addressing that. We got solid quality depth. Oh, we going for it, and whatever happened. I mean, that's the Lakers. Like, we don't need picks. We the Lakers. Now, if you the Pelicans, you like, all right,
and you don't have a Luka.
Yeah, you don't have a Luka, but you got all your own picks. So you like, all right, well, I got my point guard of the future. I got my center. I got Zion, hypothetically. I got Trey, hypothetically. We just need to round out the roster. And I got this salary. I'm in no threat to be in the tax.
Yeah.
Man, give me some seconds. I'll take old boy on the contract. Give me what you want? A couple seconds for dude? I got this cat. You in the text?
No,
or like this hypothetically speaking.
Hold on,
Let's say
wait. I gotta interrupt you.
Go ahead.
The more I think about this, it's pissing me off.
What,
if the Allen did that, yes, if Allen,
I don't think Allen was ever. I don't think that's even.
I hope not. But I'm just hypothetically playing this out, and why it would piss me off. Yo,
yeah, I don't think Allen because
it can't be.
This is why I say that. This is why I say that because if you're and shout out to Ron Kitty, that's a good question. If I'm the Cavs, my preference would be Herb over Kuminga because I got two super on ball motherfuckers already in Spider, and my problem ain't offense. My problem ain't offense, and I don't want to get somebody that's gonna take the ball out of Mobley hands. Also, my problem is Keon Ellis was a bust and Dean Wade left.
Yes.
So
I need a guy
Harden can't move, period. Right? He can't defend, period. So if I'm them, I'm like, well, I don't need Strus. I got Merrill. I lost Wade. I don't need Schroeder neither. So if I could get Herb straight up for Strus or with a pick,
they also borderline in attacks. They about to be in a attack situation as well when they do this Kuminga, this Harden deal.
Yeah,
right.
But
I can see them saying, well, I'm just saying I can see them when I'm only focused on Allen right now. Yeah. I can see them saying, we're gonna play Mobley at the 5, right? Let me turn Hawkins expires, whatever, redirect him, but let me turn the 30-something million of the 28 million of Jared Allen into
20.
Save
some mills.
Yeah, save. Because you know when you in that apron, a couple mil go a long way for an apron team.
It'd be hard to see him. I can see them moving Allen, but Mobley he don't want to play center. Then that's a whole nother thing. And he just so unreliable.
Well, I agree. I'm just saying I could imagine a world.
Oh yeah, I can see a world.
I'm just saying I could imagine a world where they just like, look, we'll do Allen for. Not saying that they'll do it because I wouldn't do it, but if they were to say, give me Herb and Hawkins and y'all take Jared Allen, like if I'm them, I can see them being like, all right, let me go try and we go fuck for right now. We gonna play, or we could go find another. We could go sign Nick Richards. You know what I'm saying?
That's why my thing too is like, if I'm the Pelicans, I could go sign Nick. Like I could just trade. That's why I'm just like, it's so many solutions out there to where it's like, all right, now we getting to a point where, like, you know, you in the field where it's like,
I know the Cavs not letting them go, but I'm just having a discussion based off of
the hypothetical I presented.
Yeah, the hypothetical.
Yeah, like, well, basically all names.
Yeah.
All right. If you had an opportunity to get better, but you would receive less draft capital.
Yeah.
But you were holding out for more draft capital. That's pretty much the gist. I use Allen's name because of the
draft capital. This is the thing. Draft capital don't matter. To me, draft capital don't matter when you buying.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Draft capital don't matter when you buying. And depending on how sweet the deal is, meaning like, for example, if it's Herb for Strus, right? Well, when I mean how sweet the deal is, it's like, bro, I saved, when you talk about the 54 million, I saved X amount of millions.
Like I'm projecting to say, and the biggest factor in all this, you got a rookie next year coming in, probably.
Right? That's what I was, bro. That's so.
I'm sorry.
That's my point.
Say this too. You got a rookie, and that rookie probably gonna cost you about 10 million.
Yes.
So.
Yes.
Possibly
go ahead, rookies. No, possibly two.
If you got two rookies, this thing went bad. But if you got two,
no, it ain't even have to go bad. It could have went perfect.
You made the play in and just got eliminated.
Yeah, you could have you could have like just missed you could get 40 wins, don't make the play in. That's success, in my opinion.
Okay.
like, well, I don't want to say that's
I
successful.
think you got to make the plan at least.
I think you got to make a play in at least. But but let's just say,
you
know what I mean. You a game out of the fucking play-in or whatever, and it's like y'all at 43 wins, right? Let's hypothetically say 43 wins get you, because there's been years where you need 40 something wins to get into the play-in. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So like, if it's one of those types of years, then if I got 42 wins from a team that was 26 wins and we just missed the play-in by a game or some, half a game or some shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, whatever. Like, you pissed, don't get me wrong, but that's for what's his name? For Jamal Mosley, that's a significant improvement on you know what I'm saying, on the season. Yeah. You could talk, and we got the draft. So like, if your draft pick just so happened to hit and that Bucks pick just so happened to hit, you can wind up with 2 picks and no motherfucking roster spots. Like, no.
My thing is, like, I don't even give a fuck about the 2 picks, to be honest. Yeah. I'm just like, even if you got 1 and you got to sign them, that's going to be about 7 to 10 million out your pocket off the dump, right? Maybe more than that if you get like a top 2 pick. So that money's gone. So, okay, remove that. You got it. And then it's like, okay, where you going to play him? Like, where does he fit on the roster? Like, because
even making 20 million, you going to play him over him?
even next year, it's like, if you don't do, let's say you just kick the roster the next year, and you say you extend Sadiq Bey like you're expected to, you expend Zion like you're expected to, even though Zion's under contract for next year, but let's say you extend him like you're expected to. That's only like 13 roster spots. So you're going to have, because Poole, the only one that's fallen off, to my understanding, if I'm not mistaken, you gotta start planning ahead, kind of, kicking that can and getting no boy. And it's not an indictment on Herb. It's just like, look, if you're in the front office and you want to give everybody a fair opportunity, you couldn't have predicted Herb was going to have as bad as a year as he did, especially if you like going based off reputation and how when he was healthy, the last time you seen him play, cool. Like you couldn't predict what happened with Herb, but now we here. Like the baby been born.
Yeah.
So fuck all the mistakes that happened in the past. I don't give a fuck about like mistakes no more. Like, all right, cool, whatever. Like, it happened. This is why we're here. This is why we ain't got no seconds. This is why this is why that. Whatever. We here. Let's start taking some corrective action. Thinking forward.
Another thing you can't do, you can't worry about what somebody, like, you can't be you can't not make a move because you worried about what somebody else got going on or what somebody else is doing. Does this shit make sense for you? Strus alone provides more spacing. You know what I'm saying? How tall is Strus? Strus 6'5". Last year, Strus
like 6'4". But when he was in that motherfucking postseason, he was in that postseason. That motherfucker was pissy. But see, my thing is, you're a role player.
He only played 50 games anyway. Yeah. You trying to start Sadiq Bey anyway. All that would do is allow you to just comfortably start Sadiq Bey or Derek Queen.
Or even if I started, I ain't starting Derek at fucking tall. But let's say,
just saying,
they wanted to. Yeah.
If you make that move for Strus, you create the opportunity to say, all right, cool, boom, Sadiq Bey, our guy, we could start Sadiq Bey. Or we could start Derek Queen. Or you can start Strus.
Oh, you start the nigga that's good and that fit, what you're trying to do hypothetically. Because it's like, you're not about to go get no star for Herb. Like even this being real, especially if you're not trying to give up no draft capital, nobody on your roster is going to net you a star. No stars even available. Nah. Just to be real, because we talking about like real stars who we think stars. Not getting Luka, you're not getting Ant, not getting Jokic, you're not getting Wemby, not getting Dylan Harper. Like, you're not getting, he's not a star yet, but you get my point.
You just better hope, like, you gotta hope. If we talking stars, you gotta hope Orlando is terrible and they say, give me all you got for Paolo.
And that's the thing too, because like, let's say I don't even think Mosley want Paolo no more though.
No, but it'd be like, you gotta give me all you got
Yeah, or like because he's secured under contract.
Yeah.
What you got for Franz, dog? What you got for
What you got
Franz?
for
Like,
Franz? I need 3 of them for Franz. I need 3
yeah.
of
So
them
it's
plus your
like
salary.
that's why, like we were talking MPJ. I'm like, if you want 3 and 4 for Trey, and I know you got several deals on the table, and you like, cool, right? You gotta know MPJ, Denver for Watson, with the perimeter players that's out right now. We this ain't Kobe and Paul Pierce and ISO Joe and none of them niggas no more. This is like this is a bunch of aspiring guys, like hoping this ain't Kawhi. Like, you know, so it's
to
gonna be
not
interesting.
to not do Herb for Strus or Herb for Allen would signal to me, oh, y'all bitches either got this Ben Mathurin deal in the bag. Like the Ben Mathurin deal gotta basically be done.
Done.
Like,
Or
you know what I'm
Kuminga.
saying? Or Kuminga, like somebody gotta be. Oh, once we move Hawkins, even if we don't, let's say even if we don't move Hawkins, I mean, even if we don't trade Herb, right? They'd be like, all right, look, we the Ben Matt dog. Once we get off Hawkins, we gonna just sign Kuminga. You know what I mean? He gonna take the deal. We done the random numbers or whatever. We gonna take Kuminga. Okay, and then you maybe trade Herb later. I wouldn't want to do it, but you get my point.
Yeah.
If you don't move her, would say, I got 100% something done, which is insane. Well, it was good, bro. It was good, Ed.
Oh, shout out to the bro Ed, man.
You're not getting 2 picks. They want it, but you're not getting 2 picks for her. You're just not.
I like to think of it from the standpoint of what would I do? Right? It's like I wouldn't give you 2 picks. So and there's players in this league that I love. I'm like, yo, this motherfucker here is like that to me.
Listen,
and
the new NBA draft lottery will dictate people not moving picks.
Yeah, you can lose. You have to, like, bro, Brad Stevens just inadvertently created a top fucking team in the East just being stupid. And he ain't got nothing to show for it. They got Paul George. Like, no disrespect to PG, but it's like, come on, man.
Yeah. I completely forgot who they had. I ain't gonna lie. Once I watched Philly put that team together, I'm like, Boston gonna be trash. Like, just buy product.
I ain't gonna lie. If I was Toronto and I was Boston, if I'm Toronto, I'm like, I don't even want Kawhi. Never mind.
I'm not boy.
Because now I'm not giving up my picks. I'm gonna just send Brandon somewhere else. I'm gonna try to figure it out because I don't want to give up my picks now. Because for what? Yeah, anything could happen. But let's say we talking about the Sixers. It's like the Sixers is just okay. They got all the names, but you still gotta get past the Knicks and the Cavs and all these teams that just ain't no punk bitch. Detroit. Yeah. They lost some talent.
Miami, you still gotta go beat Giannis.
And you know what's funny about that? People looking at Miami like, all right, man, stop playing. So it is like, no, you still gotta face Giannis. No, like, you know what I'm saying? Anything can happen in the series. The Bucks might surprise you. Like, who knows, right? You gotta play these motherfuckers 4 times a year. We're working out with Wemby and Hakeem, the motherfucking
Dog, listen, don't talk to me about right now. After watching him.
I feel
you up, boy.
I feel you. But yeah, look, I ain't mean for this to go off on, like, you know, a tangent.
Good.
You know what I'm saying?
They didn't trigger me with that one, like the West shit. Because as soon as everybody was like wet on work, wet on this, wet on that, like, dog. Could you imagine if we traded for what? And everyone's like, you couldn't get wet. And it's kind of like, dog, before that deal was made, you probably could have made the call to Miami and been like, what do Milwaukee need from us? Like, you still had the gem to be like, take this, we'll take what? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think players who've shown like examples of high level talent, you know, they work their risk. Like, because it's like, look, everyone can learn from their mistakes. I think where the confusion lies is that, well, you wasn't tripping on picks before. Why you tripping now? Or like you took a questionable prospect before. Why not take a chance on one now? But one of the biggest factors that I would say is maybe some of these motherfuckers just not available. Like maybe Ware not available, maybe Allen not really available. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because that is a factor as well.
That's a real thing. Yeah, people like, trying to compete.
Yeah, even with Cam Johnson, it's like, well, I don't want to give them away. Like, worst case scenario, we just bite the bullet. I can't waste no Jokic years. Yeah, like that's what LA is like. If I'm LA, like, look, Luka, be cool. Just give us another year. Next year, we're gonna like
do everything.
Boy, Luka gonna start drinking vodka again.
Yeah,
he's not gonna. I mean, like, fuck.
Listen, I understand these teams like the Cavs, for example. We talking about to even be willing to give 1 first and Strus to get hurt is like, hey, Donovan, we going all in.
Yeah,
like that signals Donovan. Hey, look, we missed out on Brian. We waited on Brian. We gonna after picks. We gonna do what we got to do to go get you. You know, we need a true wing defender. We gonna go try and get one of the best wing defenders in the league. It's like I understand those teams because they're doing what they have to do. So no, you don't want to give up your good players. The issue is when you're in our position. You haven't proven to be one of the good teams yet.
And I'm sorry, go ahead. My bad. I apologize.
No, I'm just saying, like, you can't be so stubborn with certain things. And like, it's not like, I know they said you wanted to contend, but you're also not trying to buy. Right?
Yeah. Like you're also not like go and get Jaylen Brown, for example.
Or like it's not like you saying, no, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do Strus because I got PJ Washington. So now, like like you're literally not saying anything, because if you say I don't want to mess up my future financial flexibility, right? I want to make sure I'm flexible in the future. Then Strus for Herb is a no brainer, right? Strus for Herb is a no brainer. Okay, if you say I want to be able to get better and contend, Herb for PJ Washington is another no-brainer.
Yeah,
even though he got,
how much he make? How much he make?
I think he made like 19.
Oh yeah, something along those lines. Well, it would be a little tougher to do because I have to look and see if that money would work. I think that would be a little tougher to do. But the point you're making, like the point you're making stands.
Yes, it's like you can't say I want to compete after watching the year that Herb had and not think to improve
2 years.
That spot, and then say I want my financial flexibility in the future, and then don't go get the guy who turns what's looked at as a bad extension into it. Strus would give you the Herb production for a year, so you ain't really lose on it. Like, it ain't like you just completely lose on the player. And
he a better player than Herb.
That's what I'm saying.
And then
and then so you ain't it's not like you taking a hit on the player.
Yeah.
And like, we gave him away for nothing. Then you expire, and now you create 20 million of expiring because it would be 20 million you gotta pay.
And then
the next season.
It's like, I get the idea with the Herb. Oh, I'm sorry, with the Hawkins thing. You know, because even with the Herb thing, I understand. I get what you're trying to do, but those guys had bad years. You gamble, it didn't work out. So now is, you know, let's just move on, man. Like I think just take the best offer out there and let's move on. Let's just wrap the show because we're gonna talk about a lot of this tomorrow. It didn't even work fucking up the Saturday night. So let's just close out,
man. Appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all tap into tomorrow's show on Chad's channel. I can't drop the link, I'm about to shut it down though, but we might consider it on one of the future shows I plan on doing next week. I'll probably drop the link, but shout out to y'all, man. Appreciate y'all, everybody that tapped in. I'm 3 hours in, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button for sure. Louisiana Gal, we trying to keep you low key too. You heard me? Appreciate you for all all the wisdom that you bestow on the people that follow our shows and that's in the chat and that kind of help bring context to a lot of what's going on. That shit is valuable. You can't get that anywhere else but here.
Shout out to the homie Jess. Shout out to Raphael, man. Shout out to the whole chat. Cole,
man, appreciate
H
y'all,
Bizzle,
bro.
H Bizzle, he got them Grizzlies doing their thing. Squallow, everybody. And shout out to everybody, man. Clarence,
Everybody,
the whole squad in here, man. Showing love. Y'all have a safe, blessed weekend.
Absolutely, ride it down to Saturday night. Before y'all go, I don't know if y'all seen it or not. If you haven't, give you this one. We'll let Chad.
Was that Herb he drove on?
Nah,
that look like that Herb at first.
Like her. That boy almost put Clay on the ground.
Damn, Clay. I hate it gotta be you.
But that's all right, bro. Listen, man, Phil's been working on this game, man, showing massive improvement. That's what you want to see. So yeah, appreciate y'all, dog. Definitely solid hours. Y'all should be ready to go hit the streets, man. It's 9:30. Y'all should be able to do y'all thing. Appreciate you, Louisiana Gal. Y'all be safe, man. Chaz, you want to tell the people where they find you? Obviously, everybody know, but again, let the people know where they catch us tomorrow.
Indeed, man. Shout out to the homie Trey. Yeah, man. Holla at me, Pels Critic. Holla at me on the No Pick Show. I just uploaded that link with Ryan Clark crying. It's doing pretty well. Also, we got a lot. It's over 100 comments already. Like people like, oh my God, have some respect. Oh God, but I ain't lie. But I want to point this out too. I fucks with the West Bank heavy, right? Fucks with them.
Bank, you hear me? From the West Bank, you dig?
Fuck with them heavy. But I wanted to point this out. So this nigga Ryan Clark said, me being from the West Bank, being accepted in New Orleans. I'm like, first of all, they must ain't seen that DeJounte clip, but I'm working on it. Trust me, I'm working on everybody seeing that. But also, I'm like, why you differentiating? Like the city to city. Like, why are we trying to come together and make it one?
That big got 24,000 views.
Boy, the comments going so crazy. The comments was going so hard. I was like, I might have to delete this. I might have to delete this. Well, if y'all haven't, go check out the Ryan Clark video I uploaded. Hit the like button. He'll hype the video up and subscribe to Pels in the Blender. Let's do it, son.
Always, man, for sure. Again, man, appreciate y'all everybody for tapping in, man. Again, I'm A Davis. Y'all catch me at Just A Davis. Obviously, Pels in the Blender on YouTube. Make sure y'all like and subscribe, share the channel, man. That's gonna do it for us tonight. We out. Peace.